Serious? Upon hearing Lin Chen's words, Goku shook his head. Wake up, do you really think you can defeat me? Lin Chen furrowed his brows, somewhat puzzled. Is Goku being overconfident? Who gave him the confidence to believe that I'm not his match? Lin Chen crossed his arms, wearing an expression of amusement, waiting for Goku's continuation. Lin Chen, I must admit that the Super Saiyan God is a powerful transformation, but you may not have noticed. This transformation is just an imitation of the aura of the gods. Lin Chen's eyes lit up. Goku's perspective was somewhat new to him. Imitating the aura of the gods? Yes. Your appearance, your aura, I can feel the resemblance to the Supreme Kai, and in the other worlds I've seen, it is even more similar to the auras of those gods called God of Destruction. Your Super Saiyan God is actually just imitating their aura. But Super Saiyan 4 is different. My power comes from the Saiyan blood within me. That's the true way Saiyans should get stronger. What? At this moment, Lin Chen seemed a bit puzzled. Because he found that the words spoken by Goku actually made some sense. The most vivid example would undoubtedly be Broly. Broly, who still hadn't achieved the transformation of Super Saiyan God, could easily overpower Goku and Vegeta in their Super Saiyan Blue forms, relying solely on the legendary Super Saiyan form. Seeing Lin Chen looking confused, Goku continued, You come from another world, so I don't know if in your world, Vegeta and the others have said such things. In my world, when my older brother Raditz first came to Earth and saw that I no longer had a tail, he told me that the tail is the Saiyan's power, something that should not be easily abandoned. Vegeta also said that by giving up the tail, I was giving up the potential of a Saiyan. Although they didn't know about the existence of Super Saiyan 4 at that time, in the end, they were right. The ultimate potential of a Saiyan can indeed only be unlocked through the tail. Only it can let Saiyans truly master the Super Saiyan form. Compared to your ethereal and false appearance that imitates the gods, Super Saiyan 4 is the true form of Saiyans. With a step, Goku left a deep dent in the ground and then, like an arrow leaving the bowstring, rushed towards Lin Chen. Goku's speed was as fast as if he had used instant transmission. However, this time, just as he was about to approach Lin Chen, Goku suddenly stopped in midair. Time prison. Lin Chen froze the time around Goku, then easily walked up to him and delivered a punch. Immediately, a loud sound echoed out as a bottomless crater appeared on the ground. What's going on? When Goku floated up again, his face was filled with an incredulous expression. Did time just stop around him? How is that possible? You're not mistaken. Lin Chen said, just now, time did stop for you. How is that possible? Stopping time, that's... Goku's eyes widened, but before he could finish his sentence, Lin Chen interrupted him. Mortals cannot do it, is that what you wanted to say? Kakarot, your view on Saiyan power might have some truth, but unfortunately, there's one thing you got wrong. You say my form is an imitation of a god. No, I'm not imitating, my power has already reached the realm of gods. Bang! Lin Chen casually threw a punch, and his fist directly pierced through space, suddenly emerging to the left of Goku, then smashed his face. This is the power of space. Lin Chen took another step forward, but in the blink of an eye, he arrived in front of Goku, delivering a punch to his stomach. Although it was just one punch, Goku felt as if he had been hit hundreds of times, then he was sent flying. This is the power of time. I just skipped time. As Goku flew backward, his aura exploded once again in mid-air, barely stabilizing himself. However, a chill ran down his spine. Goku abruptly turned his head, only to find that Lin Chen had somehow appeared beside him, a hand aimed at him. Lin Chen tilted his hand, shouting, Hakai. A purplish-black energy sphere directly pierced through Goku's right arm. Despite the powerful body of a Super Saiyan 4, Goku's right arm disintegrated without any resistance, vanishing directly in front of him. What terrified Goku even more was that his arm had disappeared, but he didn't even feel anything, as if his right arm had never existed. Ha! Even though Goku in this world has become evil, he still let out a scream of terror. This is the power of destruction. Lin Chen calmly stated, then waved his right hand, and a white light floated towards Goku. Terrified, Goku tried to disperse the light with his hands, but it was futile. However, when this light enveloped Goku's missing right arm, a miracle happened. Goku's vanished right arm miraculously restored itself. This is the power of creation, also the power Supreme Kai and others uses to heal injuries. So, as you can see, I'm not imitating gods, I am a god. Staring at Lin Chen, Goku suddenly returned to his normal state. With a dejected expression, he said, I lost. Lin Chen nodded, Gohan and the others entrusted me with a request, you should know about it, right? So don't worry, I won't kill you, I'll just return you to the former Goku. I understand. Goku seemed to have accepted reality. In the face of the true divine power demonstrated by Lin Chen, he was completely shocked. Perhaps, as Goku once said, Saiyans' inherent nature is to submit to powerful strength. Shortly after, when Gohan and the others, who had rushed back from Kai's planet after the battle was over, arrived, Goku had already awakened from the previous evil state. The method mentioned by the divine dragon was indeed effective. Lin Chen simply followed the instructions once, and Goku's original consciousness was reawakened. The consciousness of the evil Saiyan Kakarot no longer existed. Although for the people on Earth, the recent events were a major disaster. But for Goku, everything felt like a dream. A nightmare. Goku found himself deeply immersed in remorse for what he had done. While the divine dragon could repair everything he had done, the psychological trauma caused to Goku would likely take a long time to heal. But Goku's companions were willing to give him that time. Before leaving, he decided to find Goku and inquire about the clues above Super Saiyan 4. According to his observations during this incident, the clues mentioned by the system were likely related to the possibilities of other worlds Goku saw on Kai's planet. Upon reflection, Goku at that time might not have truly seen a parallel universe, but rather encountered a more advanced and mysterious situation than observing parallel universes. Otherwise, if he had only observed parallel universes, how could Goku have suddenly comprehended the transformation method of Super Saiyan 4? Lin Chen found Goku on Mount Paozu, but when he saw him, Goku seemed to be packing, appearing ready for a long journey. Ah! Mr. Lin Chen. Hello. Upon seeing Lin Chen, Goku put down his luggage and greeted him. Are you going on a long journey? Sort of, Goku smiled and gestured outside, saying, Mr. Lin Chen, shall we talk outside? Yes. Lin Chen nodded. Just as they were about to leave, he suddenly heard sobbing from the room. Turning around, he saw Goku's wife, Chi-Chi, crying on the table. Lin Chen furrowed his brow and waited till they arrived outside before learning the reason. Mr. Lin Chen, actually, I plan to leave Earth and travel to the outside world. Moreover, I don't intend to return to Earth. After my journey, I will live with Kai-sama, Goku said. Why? Lin Chen asked, somewhat puzzled. This incident made me realize that there is still the Saiyan nature within me. For Earth, it's too dangerous. Goku held his head in his hands and looked towards the forest in the distance, saying, if it weren't for this incident, I wouldn't have known that such a demon was hidden within me. The accident changed my personality for the worse. If it weren't for Mr. Lin Chen this time, the entire Earth would probably have been destroyed by the other me. Although I have returned to normal now, I can't guarantee that such a thing won't happen again in the future. After all, within me, that Kakarot still exists, he's just temporarily asleep. So, I want to be away from Earth as much as possible. This is for the safety of Earth and for my own sake. Is this different from self-exile? Lin Chen asked in surprise. Sort of, but don't worry. Gohan told me that he will train hard, and when he becomes stronger than me in the future, he will bring me back. Goku didn't think too much, as optimistic and naive as ever. Lin Chen sighed, this was probably the fate of this world's Goku. Then, Lin Chen was about to ask about the clues, but Goku spoke first. Mr. Lin Chen, your visit this time is not just to bid farewell to me, right? No, actually, I want to ask you if, among the possibilities you saw, there are clues to a form more powerful than Super Saiyan 4. There's indeed, Goku's response was surprisingly prompt. Out of caution, Lin Chen asked, what you saw, it's not my Super Saiyan God form, right? Of course not. What I saw was the most powerful form that Saiyans can obtain through their innate power. I believe that form can be called Super Saiyan 5. Super Saiyan 5? Lin Chen was surprised, was there really a Super Saiyan 5? Are you sure? Yes, although the appearance of that form is somewhat similar to Super Saiyan 4, it is clearly a different transformation. Goku affirmed confidently. Upon hearing this, Lin Chen finally couldn't restrain himself and inquired about the details. Regarding Lin Chen's inquiries, Goku naturally held nothing back. Mr. Lin Chen, I don't know how much you know about Super Saiyan 4. If your Super Saiyan God transformation is a path toward divinity, then Super Saiyan 4 is a completely different path of growth from Super Saiyan God. Super Saiyan 4 is a form achieved by retaining consciousness in the Great Ape transformation, then transforming from the Golden Great Ape form. It's a transformation that combines the Great Ape and Super Saiyan transformation. Although it still involves a breakthrough in physical aspects, it is different from Super Saiyan 1, 2, and 3 stages. In fact, Super Saiyan 4 represents the evolution of Saiyans in terms of their life form. What I saw of Super Saiyan 5 goes further beyond this. Goku paused, organizing his thoughts. I think we can consider Super Saiyan 1, 2, 3 transformation, and the later Super Saiyan 4 transformation as two distinct stages. The former involves Saiyans tapping into their potential in humanoid form. By the Super Saiyan 3 stage, Saiyans' potential has been almost fully tapped. So, with Super Saiyan 4, we utilize the power of the tail. From the Super Saiyan 4 transformation, it can be seen that this form is somewhat similar to the Great Ape transformation. Or rather, it is the humanoid form of the Great Ape. First, we transform into the Great Ape, then the Great Ape undergoes the Super Saiyan transformation, becoming the Golden Great Ape. Finally, the Golden Great Ape transforms back into humanoid form. If we consider the Golden Great Ape, which corresponds to Super Saiyan 4, to be the Super Saiyan transformation in our Great Ape form, then the transformation of Super Saiyan 5 is actually Super Saiyan 2 transformation in Great Ape form. It is a transformation that can only be achieved by using extreme emotions. So that's how it is. After hearing Goku's explanation, Lin Chen finally began to understand. Indeed, although Super Saiyan 4 is called Super 4, if you look at its corresponding Great Ape form, Super 4 is just the Super 1 form of the Great Ape. Similarly, Super 5 corresponds to the Super 2 form of the Great Ape. If one could transform into the Golden Great Ape 2 form in the Great Ape form, then after transforming into humanoid form once again, wouldn't it be Super 5? So it can be done this way. After receiving Goku's hints, the excited Lin Chen bid them farewell and left World 141. Although Lin Chen did not stay in this world for long, it brought him a lot of gains. In addition to the clues about the Super Saiyan 5 transformation he obtained at the end. In the events that unfolded, some of the words spoken by the evil Goku brought many new ideas to Lin Chen. Oh, and the Super Saiyan 5th grade developed by Vegeta also broadened Lin Chen's horizons. Now, Lin Chen began to doubt whether he needs to persist in the Super Saiyan God transformation on the path to becoming stronger. Perhaps for many other races, becoming a god is the only path to strength. But for the Saiyans, who possess unlimited potential, the Super Saiyan God transformation might make them forget the true source of their formidable power. That source comes from their Saiyan bloodline. Since he gained insights from this incident, Lin Chen did not go back to Earth and Planet Vegeta after returning. Instead, he went directly to the joint border of Universe 7 and Universe 6. This place is located in space between Universe 7 and Universe 6 but does not belong to either universe. It is a relatively isolated and empty place. Lin Chen came here for the purpose of training. If the key to achieving Super Saiyan 5 lies in the Great Ape transformation, then the commotion caused might be significant, making it unsuitable to train in ordinary places. Just as Lin Chen secretly began his new training. In the dimension at the summit of the 12 universes, inside the Xeno's palace. 2 Xeno, resembling children, were sprawled in front of a television, playing a video game. On the TV screen was a fighting game. Each Xeno held a controller, enthusiastically engaged in a battle. Watch this move. By Yubi. Special move. Ah. I lost. After a round of the game, Xeno of World 16 put down the controller. Sigh, we've been playing this game for a long time, I'm getting a little tired of it. Yeah, the other Xeno turned towards the Grand Priest who was standing on the side. Grand Priest, are there any other games? Xeno-sama, you have already played all the Earth games brought by Lin Chen, Grand Priest smiled. Ah, Xeno paced around in the palace board, all of them. That means there's nothing else to play. Grand Priest nodded, if you wish, I can contact Universe 7 and have them send some new toys. Xeno pouted, but suddenly his eyes brightened. Upon hearing Universe 7, he immediately thought of something. Right. How about holding a tournament? Huh? What kind of tournament? The other Xeno couldn't help asking. Well, it's the kind where 2 people fight on a stage. It's similar to the game we just played, but this time it's with real people. They will glow, by Yubi, very beautiful. Xeno explained, but future Xeno was still confused. Huh? Real people? Would that be interesting? Oh. Grand Priest interjected, Xeno-sama, future Xeno-sama haven't seen the tournament between Universe 7 and Universe 6, so they may not understand it. How about we hold a match first to let future Xeno-sama see? Hearing Grand Priest's suggestion, this world Xeno immediately clapped his hands, nice, nice. Grand Priest, please gather everyone. Understood. Xeno-sama, I will now summon all the gods from the 12 universes. Hearing this, the 2 Xeno's little heads vigorously nodded up and down. Great. Then, hurry up. By the way, I feel like there are too many universes lately. Maybe I should erase the lower-level universes during the tournament. Future Xeno also nodded, yeah, 12 universes, there's no need to keep so many. Hearing the words of the 2 Xeno, the 2 bodyguards standing behind them sweated profusely. It seemed a bit careless of both Xeno to decide the fate of the universe like this. Grand Priest, however, paid no mind, just nodded and reached out to grab towards the void. A translucent green scepter appeared in his hand. Cough cough. Listen, all the angels, I am Grand Priest. Xeno-sama is about to summon all the gods from your universes. Please be prepared and await my summons. Grand Priest's words were transmitted to the angels in each universe through the scepter. Immediately, angels of various universes received the Grand Priest's message. Universe 7, God of Destruction's planet, Beerus was sparring with Broly. Since witnessing Lin Chen's abilities, Beerus had also changed his lazy personality and started dedicating time to training. Whis was pleased to see Beerus' transformation and watched with a cheerful smile. However, at this moment, his scepter suddenly lit up. In an instant, the figure of the Grand Priest appeared. Upon hearing the Grand Priest's order, Whis furrows his brow slightly, Beerus-sama, Grand Priest has a message. Zeno-sama is summoning all the god of destruction and supreme Kai from the 12 universes. What? Beerus stopped and motioned for Broly to stop as well. Wiping his sweat, Beerus floated over, what's going on? Why does Zeno-sama want everyone from the 12 universes to gather? Beerus-sama, do you remember the words Mr. Lin Chen spoke when he left? It seems that the moment he mentioned is approaching. Beerus immediately furrowed his brow, a martial arts tournament with participants from the 12 universes? Damn it! He really turned out to be right. Broly, you are a trainee god of destruction, so you should also come with us. Yes, Beerus-sama, Broly nodded. Universe 6. Kamehame-ha, Grand Priest has summoned the gods of the multiverse. It seems that the tournament Mr. Lin Chen mentioned is really about to begin. Vados said, looking at the slightly cold scepter in her hand. Kampa and others were unaware of Lin Chen's prediction about the multiverse tournament. Fortunately, they have Caulifla, Kaba, and others who frequently visit Universe 7, and they received this information from them. Darn it! It's really happening. Boo-hoo! Vados, do you think if we encounter Universe 7's people again, Hit and others have a chance to win? Unfortunately, Kamehame-ha, the chance is very slim. Mr. Lin Chen's strength has already surpassed that of the god of destruction. Besides Lin Chen, they have several other strong individuals with the strength of a trainee god of destruction. Damn it! It's outrageous. Why do they have that Lin Chen guy? It's simply cheating. Kampa shouted loudly, causing Vados to sigh. Kampa-sama, if you continue to waste time, we might be late. If Zeno-sama blames us, we might not even have a chance to participate in the tournament. Kampa immediately fell silent, wiped off some sweat, and said, I got it, I got it. Hurry up and take us there. With one sentence from Grand Priest, the 12 universes were in turmoil. For a moment, gods of destruction, Supreme Kai, and angels from each universe were urging each other to prepare. Soon, the gathering time mentioned by the Grand Priest arrived. Grand Priest used divine power, and with a swish, the powerful gods of all 12 universes appeared in Zeno's palace. Each person kneeled on the ground, bowing to the Supreme Zeno of the multiverse. Greetings, Zeno-sama, Grand Priest-sama. Greetings, Zeno-sama, Grand Priest-sama. Booming voices rang out in unison. These were the highest-ranking gods in their respective universes, each holding a significant position. However, in the presence of Zeno, they had to humble themselves, like mere mortals. Grand Priest smiled at everyone. After confirming who had not arrived, he said, Everyone, please raise your heads. Let's wait for Universe 8. Yes, let's stand up first. Stand up. Upon hearing the Grand Priest's words, all the gods were momentarily stunned, then lifted their heads. Then, except for Beerus and others from Universe 7, everyone else was left dumbfounded. They saw two Zeno appearing in front of them. What's going on? How can there be two Zeno? What's happening? Kampa guessed it due to inside information and turned to look at Beerus. Beerus, did someone from your universe do it? Beerus? Kampa's words immediately attracted hostile glances from other gods of destruction towards Beerus. Among the 12 gods of destruction, Beerus had a bad reputation as the infamous bad boy. In the past, Beerus had caused quite a bit of trouble, so this time, when the other gods of destruction heard Kampa's words, they immediately thought that the appearance of the two Zeno was probably Beerus' doing. However, when it came to Zeno, they dared not speak their minds. At this moment, the Grand Priest's gaze fell on Universe 11's side. Ah, Mr. Belmod. Yes. God of Destruction from Universe 11 immediately responded. He was a god of destruction whose appearance resembled a clown. Who is the person behind you? Grand Priest-sama, he is called Topo. He is Universe 11's trainee god of destruction. Actually, I've been considering retiring soon, and he, as the next candidate for God of Destruction, is undergoing training. I brought him along to broaden his horizons. I am Tokpo, pleased to meet you. The tall Tokpo immediately said. I see. Grand Priest nodded. Then, please do your best. Thank you very much. Next, Grand Priest looked towards Beerus' direction. So, Mr. Beerus, who is with you this time? This time, without waiting for Beerus to answer, this world Zeno excitedly shouted, I know. His name is Broly. Yes, Zeno-sama, this is Broly, Universe 7's next god of destruction. Beerus immediately nodded. Oh. Mr. Beerus, are you also considering stepping down? Grand Priest asked. Not for the moment. Beerus immediately shook his head. Actually, it's Whis who suggested preparing for the future, so I let Broly undergo God of Destruction training in advance. The other me, you know that Broly? Future Zeno asked curiously. Yeah, Broly is amazing. In the last tournament between Universe 7 and Universe 6, he single-handedly took on 5 opponents. This world Zeno replied. Tournament. Zeno's words fell in the ears of others, immediately causing them to furrow their brows. What does that mean? A tournament between Universe 7 and Universe 6. Some gods of destruction began to increasingly suspect the purpose of their gathering, likely having something to do with Beerus and the others. However, at this moment, the arrival of Universe 8 interrupted their thoughts. Seeing that everyone was present, Grand Priest stood in front of the two Zeno and announced the purpose of their gathering. Everyone, now I will announce the message from Zeno-sama. Although this is sudden, I must tell everyone that Zeno-sama intends to hold a multiverse competition. Let's call this competition Tournament of Power for the time being. This event will involve contestants from each universe competing in strength and martial arts. Grand Priest's resounding voice echoed in everyone's ears, leaving them all bewildered. Tournament of Power? A competition of strength and martial arts? What is that? Amidst the confusion, Anato, the Supreme Kai of Universe 1, asked, Grand Priest Sama, can you please explain the specific format of this Tournament of Power? Grand Priest smiled and said, although the specific details have not been determined, it will be a competition similar to a martial arts tournament. By the way, Zeno-sama thinks that there are too many universes in the multiverse, so during this Tournament of Power, he also plans to screen your universes. Universes that do not qualify will be eliminated. Eliminated? That means erased. This includes Supreme Kai and Gods of Destruction, but angels are not subject to being erased, Grand Priest explained. What? Grand Priest's words were like throwing a huge stone into a calm lake, instantly creating thousands of ripples. All the gods, including Beerus, were shocked. Just a competition, and it involved the destruction of universes. This is really outrageous. Grand Priest Sama, how does Zeno-sama plan to screen our universes? Asked Jin, the god of destruction of Universe 12. He was a god of destruction who looked like a sea monster. Grand Priest gestured for everyone to quiet down. This time, Zeno-sama's intention is to reduce the number of universes to 5. Therefore, the universes that lose in this competition will be completely erased. Additionally, based on my investigation, Universe 1, 5, 8 and 12 do not need to participate in the competition because their average level ranks them in the top 4. Upon hearing this, the Supreme Kai and God of Destruction from those 4 universes breathed a sigh of relief. Fortunately, their hard work had paid off, keeping their universes at a high level. Hard work really pays off. But the God of Destruction of other universes were enraged. Only 1 universe out of 8 can remain. What the heck is this? Why should they, God of Destruction, also have to be erased? At this moment, Grand Priest noticed the 2 Zeno whispering behind him and asked, may I inquire what's the matter? This world Zeno said, Grand Priest, don't forget what we discussed earlier. Ah, I almost forgot, Grand Priest remembered, everyone, since Zeno-sama from another world did not witness the martial arts tournament between Universe 6 and Universe 7, to let him understand what the tournament is about and also for everyone to understand the situation, let's have an exhibition match here. We'll choose 2 universes with the lowest average strength and have a small match between them. This will give Zeno-sama and all of you an idea. How about that? Grand Priest's proposal made future Zeno vigorously nod, and this world Zeno, excited to watch a competition, raised his little hand. Alright, let's do that. Okay, then the universe with the lowest average strength, Universe 9, and the second lowest, Universe 6, will have a match. Let's have a match between Universe 9 whose average strength is lowest, and the second weakest, Universe 6. When the Grand Priest uttered these words, Universe 9's god of destruction Sidra naturally had no objections and willingly accepted. However, Kampa was suddenly shocked and yelled out, "Huh! Grand Priest Sama, isn't that wrong? How is Universe 6 the second last? Shouldn't it be Universe 7? The Grand Priest took out his scepter and glanced at it, explaining, "No, I haven't made a mistake. Currently, the last 2 universes are Universe 9 and Universe 6. Universe 7 was in the second-to-last position more than 50 years ago, but in recent years, their score has increased significantly, and they are now in 6th place. 6th. That Universe 7. What did that guy Beerus do?" Upon hearing the Grand Priest's words, people from other universes were all surprised. As everyone knows, a universe's score is usually related to the diligence of its god of destruction and supreme Kai. As long as the god of destruction continuously eliminates planets that hinder progress, and supreme Kai creates planets, a universe's mortal level can quickly rise. Universe 7's supreme Kai is a rookie who knows nothing, so the increase in score can only be attributed to Beerus. But they didn't know that it had nothing to do with Beerus at all. By the way, not everyone was unaware, Kampa knew the secret. Damn it, this must be because of Lin Chen and the others. Kampa gritted his teeth, firmly believing that including this tournament, it must be all related to Lin Chen and others. Otherwise, why did the Universe 7's people know several months before that there would be a martial arts tournament that would affect the entire multiverse in the future? Damn it! You made the mistake, why should we be the ones to suffer? Thinking of this, Kampa said, "Grand Priest Sama, I think the people from Universe 7 should compete with Universe 9. Why? Mr. Kampa, you don't have to worry. This is just the Xeno Expo for Xeno-sama's enjoyment, and it doesn't count as an official result," the Grand Priest said in surprise. "Yeah, Kampa, could it be you are afraid? I never expected, Kampa, that you'd be so timid." Other gods of destruction also mocked him. Veins popped on Kampa's forehead as he looked at Beerus, who seemed indifferent to the situation. He couldn't hold back his anger. Although the Xeno Expo is nothing important, wouldn't participating in a match in front of everyone now expose the true strength of his universe? Universe 6 was not strong to begin with, and if they expose their strength further, how are they supposed to compete? So, Kampa gritted his teeth and shouted, "What do you guys understand? This competition is all because of Beerus and his people. If it weren't for him, there wouldn't be any competition. So, if there's going to be a match, it should be his people participating." Huh? People from other universes were stunned. According to the Grand Priest, this competition was clearly Xeno-sama's idea. How could it be related to Universe 7? Didn't you see that there are 2 Xeno-sama? One of them was brought by Universe 7's people. Kampa pointed at the 2 Xeno and shouted. "Mr. Kampa, please refrain from shouting so loudly." Just as Kampa was yelling, the Grand Priest suddenly spoke, showing some dissatisfaction with his behavior. Upon hearing the Grand Priest's cold tone, Kampa immediately broke out in cold sweat. He shrank his neck, quickly covered his mouth, and stopped talking. But at this moment, the 2 Xeno intervened on his behalf and resolved the situation. Hey, what did he say? The Grand Priest turned and said, Zeno-sama, Universe SXS God of Destruction, Mr. Kampa wants Universe 7's people to participate in Xeno Expo. Sure, sure. Hearing this world Xeno nodded immediately. Universe 7 is good. Hey other me, let me tell you, the people from Universe 7 are really powerful. Universe 7 you're talking about is Lin Chen's universe? Future Xeno asked. Yes. This world Xeno nodded. Future Xeno immediately looked excited, good, good. I want to see it too. Is that so? After some contemplation, the Grand Priest said, then, according to Xeno-sama's wish, let Universe 7 and Universe 9 participate in the Xeno Expo. Yeah. Kampa jumped up excitedly. Beerus, on the other hand, furrowed his brows. This Kampa. Always causing trouble for me. So, let's announce the rules of Xeno Expo. Each of Universe 7 and Universe 9 will send 3 participants for one-on-one matches. Because this is a match for Xeno-sama's enjoyment, there's no need to fight for victory. So, all 3 matches will take place. The temporary rule is that you cannot kill your opponent. Victory is declared if you knock them out of the arena or if the opponent surrenders. Next, Xeno Expo will take place in 30 minutes. Please gather your participants, Universe 7 and Universe 9. Yes. The people from Universe 7 and Universe 9 went back to prepare, but the participants from other universes stayed. They watched as the Grand Priest effortlessly created an arena as if performing a miracle, while gathering around Universe SXS God of Destruction, Kampa. Although they didn't understand the reason, Kampa's reaction just now led many of them to speculate that Kampa seemed to know something. And indeed, when Kampa vividly described the origin of the other Xeno, many instantly blamed Universe 7 for being the source of this competition. Especially considering that Beerus had nearly caused the destruction of the multiverse in the past, making them already unfriendly towards him. This incident only deepened their negative impression of Universe 7. So, when Beerus and Whis returned with Universe 7's participants, they were greeted with hostile gazes. What's wrong with these guys? Beerus looked at the gods of destruction, who were glaring at him, feeling puzzled. Whis chuckled and said, Beerus-sama, it seems like we've become targets of everyone. Humph. Whatever, they can't beat us anyway. Universe 7 will not lose. Everyone from Universe 7, you've returned. Grand Priest walked over and, seeing the 3 participants Beerus brought, seemed a bit puzzled. Where's Lin Chen? Among the 3 participants Beerus brought this time, besides Broly, who had come with them earlier, there were also Goku and Vegeta, who were the closest to Beerus. Goku and Vegeta were here for the first time, showing a curious expression that earned them some disdain from the others. Whis replied, Grand Priest-sama, Lin Chen has left our world to train. We can't reach him at the moment. However, he had mentioned that when the competition officially begins, we can have the Supreme Kai of Time help locate him. Oh. It seems Mr. Lin Chen anticipated this competition. The Grand Priest said with a faint smile. That's right. Whis nodded. Lin Chen is not coming. It won't be interesting without Lin Chen. Grand Priest, call Lin Chen to return. Upon hearing their conversation, both Xeno spoke at the same time, causing the angels and gods of destruction of other universes to whisper among themselves. Who is Lin Chen that the 2 Xeno are talking about? Is he really worth the attention of both Xeno and Grand Priest? Both Xeno-sama wants Lin Chen to come. Then I can give it a try, replied the Grand Priest. Upon hearing this, both Xeno immediately nodded. Great! Great! I want to see Lin Chen fight. After clarifying Xeno's intentions, Grand Priest's lips curled into a smile. As you wish. After saying that, Grand Priest took out his scepter and looked at the crystal ball within it. At that moment, a tremendous divine power left Xeno's palace and flew towards the 12 universes. After a moment, Grand Priest smiled, it seems that Mr. Lin Chen has already returned. Returned? Beerus was surprised, then why didn't we see him earlier? Mr. Lin Chen is currently at the border of Universe 6 and Universe 7. Let me bring him over. Then, Grand Priest raised his left hand, and his wrist suddenly turned, with the palm facing upward. Warp. Then, a huge shadow flashed in front of everyone, but it again disappeared. Huh? Why is there nothing? This world, Zeno asked in confusion. Yeah, what's going on? The other Zeno also asked in confusion. Meanwhile, the other gods of destruction stared wide-eyed. Hey, did you guys see that thing just now? Seemed like a giant ape. Is Lin Chen a giant ape? Beerus also wondered, was that fleeting shadow Lin Chen? Seems like it. But Lin Chen doesn't look like that. Beerus-sama, Vegeta said, earlier, King Link seemed to have transformed into Great Ape. Great Ape transformation. While others were clueless about what happened, Grand Priest also found it strange. Did his powerful warp technique fail just now? The summoned Lin Chen seemed to have rejected his call with great strength. This is interesting. Grand Priest didn't immediately attempt again but instead raised the scepter and observed the situation of Lin Chen. With just one glance, he noticed that something seemed off on Lin Chen's side. Because in the crystal ball, Lin Chen had turned into a giant ape. Moreover, he seemed to have lost his sanity and appeared unable to communicate. Oh dear, this is troublesome. What's wrong, Grand Priest? Is Lin Chen not coming? Zeno asked. Grand Priest turned around, I'm sorry, Zeno-sama, but Mr. Lin Chen seems to be in a critical situation right now and cannot be contacted for the time being. I will leave him a message, and as soon as he sees it, he will come over. As for now, let's watch the performance of other participants. Oh. Nothing we can do then. Indeed, nothing we can do. The two Zeno seemed to have given up on their plans. Seeing the disappointed faces of the two Zeno, the gods of destruction became even more perplexed. Who is this Lin Chen? How can he make Zeno-sama so concerned? Just as everyone was curious, there suddenly echoed an arrogant shout in the venue. Zeno-sama, Grand Priest-sama. The Universe 9 contestants have arrived. Universe 7 is definitely going to lose. People turned around to see several figures appearing. Leading the way were three individuals, Angel, God of Destruction, and Supreme Kai of Universe 9. Behind them were three humanoid beings that looked like a mix between foxes and wolves. Hey, Supreme Kai of Universe 9, what were you yelling just now? Beerus, with an unfriendly expression, looked at Universe 9's Supreme Kai, recalling his name as Ro. He had spoken those words a moment ago. I said, Universe 9 has already won. Because this time we brought the most powerful trio of danger from Universe 9. Ro, the Supreme Kai of Universe 9, laughed arrogantly, his tone full of provocation. Trio of danger. Cool name. Hey, introduce them. The two Zeno weren't bothered by his attitude, instead, they were curious. Seeing this, Ro felt honored, yes, Zeno-sama. He pointed behind him, saying, these three are our Universe 9's most powerful trio. Bergamo the Crusher. Poison Blow Lavender. Basil the Kicker. They are the strongest trio in Universe 9, and also brothers. I believe, Zeno-sama, you will love their performance. Ro introduced Universe 9's trio proudly, and the two Zeno fell for it, excitedly applauding. Good. Seeing the other side being praised by Zeno, Beerus looked displeased. He turned to Goku and the others, saying, Goku, Vegeta, and Broly. The three of you better not lose a single match against Universe 9. Whoever loses will be destroyed directly. Don't worry, Beerus-sama. Even though brother Lin Chen isn't here, we won't lose to anyone. Goku laughed, patting his chest. Beerus-sama, rest assured, we Saiyans will always be the strongest fighting race in the multiverse. Vegeta confidently declared. However, people from other universes didn't think highly of them. After all, except for Broly, Goku and Vegeta, without transformations, didn't seem formidable. On Universe 11's side, Belmod asked, Tokpo, what do you think of the people from Universe 9 and Universe 7? Belmod-sama, I can take care of Universe 9 alone. As for Universe 7, besides that guy named Broly, the other two are insignificant. Tokpo said softly. Belmod nodded calmly. If Tokpo said so, then the tournament of power is already won for Universe 11. At this moment, Grand Priest said, everyone, Zeno-sama can't wait any longer. Universe 7 and Universe 9, please start the Zeno Expo. The participants for the first match of Zeno Expo, please step into the arena. After the Grand Priest's announcement, Ro, the Supreme Kai of Universe 9, said, Basil, you're the first one to go. You must win and show Universe 7 our strength. Understand? Understood, Supreme Kai-sama. The red-furred Basil nodded seriously, then he jumped directly from the audience seats into the arena. On Universe 7's side, Goku also leaped into the arena. Beerus-sama. Let me take the first match. Goku was afraid. In the previous tournament, Broly took the field first and they didn't even get to fight in a single match. This time, he couldn't afford to fall behind again. Kakarot. Damn it. Vegeta, who originally wanted to fight first, cursed under his breath upon seeing Goku take the lead. After Goku appeared in the arena, he didn't immediately focus on his opponent. Instead, he shouted towards the two Zeno, hey, Zen-chan. Watch closely. I will prove myself this time. Zen-chan. Witnessing Goku's actions, all the gods were stunned. Who in the world is this guy? How dare he be so rude to the Supreme Zeno-sama? Beerus. How can you let your guy behave like this? Someone immediately protested to Beerus. Even Beerus was at a loss. Who would have thought Goku, this idiot, would do something like this? Oh my, it seems Mr. Goku remembers what happened last time, Whis chuckled. Last time? Beerus frowned, suddenly recalling. Last time during the Universe 6 vs Universe 7 tournament, an unexpected encounter with Zeno occurred. Goku attempted to get friendly with Zeno, only to be disregarded. So, Goku still remembers that day's events. And now he wants to prove himself with his strength? Hey, the other me, do you know this guy? Future Zeno asked. This world Zeno furrowed his brows, pondered for a moment, then clapped his hand. Oh. I remember, I've seen this person before, but he seemed average in strength, so I didn't pay much attention. Upon hearing Zeno's assessment, Goku immediately said unhappily, hey, Zen-chan, just you wait. This time, I'll definitely prove myself. Well then, let the first match of the Zeno Expo begin. Grand Priest announced, waving his hand casually. That guy from Universe 7 dares to disrespect Zeno-sama. I, Basil, am going to teach you a lesson on behalf of Zeno-sama. Basil's face revealed a sinister smile. But Goku didn't care at all, simply stating, you're not my match. You should just give up now. Ridiculous. Basil's body then leaped up, almost entirely becoming a blur. His speed was astonishing, even causing the gods of destruction to be amazed. He's so fast. Basil's speed is the fastest in Universe 9. That guy called Goku won't even be able to touch Basil. Ro laughed arrogantly, then shouted to Basil, Basil, show this guy what you've got. Here I come. Upon Ro's instruction, Basil's speed increased even more. Meanwhile, a dark red aura suddenly burst from his legs, instantly igniting the air. Die. Basil left an afterimage in the air as he swept towards Goku's face with unmatched momentum. Goku seemed unable to react in time, only able to watch as the opponent's leg approached. But then, a restrained divine aura suddenly erupted out in the arena. Boom! A blue-white aura erupted out from Goku's body, causing the entire arena to tremble. Basil, who was about to attack, was blown back in mid-air by the sudden burst of aura. At that moment, Goku had transformed into Super Saiyan blue form, his smiling expression replaced by an immensely serious one. The sudden change astonished all the gods. What's going on with this guy? Isn't that divine aura? How can this mortal possess godly ki? Even Toppo couldn't help but straighten up. He realized he had just made a mistake. Universe 7 has more experts than just Broly. Wow! He transformed. This guy can actually transform. Oh. Super Saiyan Blue. So powerful, so cool. Both Zeniths watched in awe, their faces filled with excitement. Basil couldn't believe his eyes as he looked at Goku emanating the divine aura and was somewhat speechless. You can transform. Sorry, but to avoid being underestimated by Zen-chan, I have to go all out. All out? Before Basil could react, Goku suddenly appeared in front of him, his speed so fast that even Basil, known as the fastest in Universe 9, struggled to keep up. Bang! A crisp sound rang out as Goku's fist accurately struck Basil. Basil was sent flying. Just as he regained his balance and prepared to counterattack, Basil realized that his opponent had disappeared. Unable to sense godly ki, Basil looked around in confusion, only to hear Goku's voice suddenly behind him. Is this the speed of Universe 9? So slow. Basil turned in horror, only to see Goku's fist coming towards him once again. Basil's pupils shrank instantly, his mouth gaping in shock. Then, like a shooting star, he crashed heavily into the ground, causing the arena to shake a few times. When the dust settled, a large hole had appeared on the sturdy arena, with Basil buried deep at the bottom, unconscious and oblivious to the outside world. Universe 7, Goku wins. Grand Priest smiled as he announced the result. As soon as he finished speaking, the two Zeniths enthusiastically applauded, "Yay! So cool! Other me, you were right, this kind of match is so much fun. Zen-chan, I told you I'm powerful." Goku shouted again towards the two Zeniths. Compared to their past indifference, the attitudes of the two Zeniths, especially this world Zeno, had finally improved considerably. This world Zeno nodded towards Goku in the audience below. Goku, you're really quite impressive. Next, the second match is about to begin. Please, the participants from both universes, take your places. When Grand Priest announced that the second match was about to begin, Goku raised his hand. Grand Priest Sama. What is it, Goku? Do we need to change participants for the second match too? Of course, each match requires different participants. After all, this is a tournament for the enjoyment of the Zeniths. Goku sounded somewhat regretful. I wanted to try taking on 3 opponents like Broly. Kakarot, go back and continue dreaming. It's my turn for the second match. Before Goku could reply, Vegeta had already jumped down hurriedly, ready to compete. Seeing this, Goku could only fly back with a sense of regret. And hearing their bickering, Supreme Kai Rho from Universe 9 was furious. Taking on 3 opponents? Did that human from Universe 7 think Universe 9 was a pushover? Thinking they could do whatever they wanted? Lavender. You're up next. You must restore our Universe 9's honor. Don't worry, Supreme Kai-sama, my poison will make our opponents wish they were dead. Lavender, with his yellow fur, didn't seem strong, but he grinned sinisterly before jumping onto the platform. Shorty, you're unlucky to encounter me as your opponent. Lavender sneered softly. Compared to Basil, Lavender not only had yellowish-brown fur, but also hunched back, with a face full of cunning. He didn't look like a warrior but more like a schemer. Yet, for some reason, he was extremely confident in himself and even mocked Vegeta. Vegeta frowned, arms crossed, looking disdainful. "TCH, a weakling like you is just trash. I want to see what qualifications you have to be so arrogant." He he he. Lavender lowered his head, continuing to laugh slyly. His gloomy laughter was starting to annoy Vegeta. Then, the second match of the Xeno Expo, Universe 7's Vegeta vs Universe 9's Lavender, begins now. When the Grand Priest announced the start of the match, Lavender's body immediately leaped towards Vegeta. His speed wasn't as fast as Basil, yet Vegeta still stood there, maintaining his arrogant demeanor, arms still crossed. He, underestimating Lavender, he will face consequences. Supreme Kai Rho of Universe 9 sneered upon seeing Vegeta's arrogant demeanor. In the next moment, a clear sound rang out. Lavender's fist landed accurately on Vegeta's face. Vegeta's body tilted, blood trailing down the corners of his mouth, but he didn't step back even a little. So this is Universe 9's power. What a joke. Hearing Vegeta's words, Lavender sneered and suddenly blew a breath towards Vegeta's face. A purplish-black gas immediately rushed towards Vegeta's face. Immediately, Vegeta's expression changed, his previously confident look from just now nowhere to be seen. What? Damn it! My eyes! Vegeta grabbed his eyes in agony, stepping back. At this moment, Lavender's attack began again. This time, consecutive heavy punches struck Vegeta's stomach, instantly knocking him down. When Vegeta got up again, his eyes were tightly shut, a strange black color shrouding them. Damn it! What have you done? Vegeta shouted. He suddenly realized that he couldn't open his eyes. He. Lavender chuckled coldly. You've been hit by my poison breath. Poison breath was Lavender's ultimate move. His body contained a powerful poison that could even kill gods, making it the deadliest poison in Universe 9. Seeing Vegeta fall victim due to carelessness, Beerus was instantly furious. Vegeta, you idiot. I warned you to be careful. Let me tell you, if you dare to lose, I'll destroy you on the spot. Yaha. In the arena, seeing his move succeed, Lavender couldn't help but laugh. He hadn't expected things to go so smoothly. Lavender then leisurely blew poison gas onto his own hands, and his whole body was wrapped in black aura, preparing to use his expertise in poison gas attacks to torture Vegeta thoroughly. Since Universe 9 had lost embarrassingly before, he had to make up for his younger brother's failures. Prepared thoroughly, Lavender smirked and began his attack once again. Meanwhile, at this moment, Vegeta was still clutching his head in agony, seemingly powerless to fight back. However, just as Lavender was closing in, Vegeta's cries of pain suddenly stopped, and a smirk formed at the corner of his mouth. Mere poison defeating a Saiyan? Are all of you from Universe 9 so naive? A roar erupted, and a blue aura suddenly erupted out from Vegeta's body, his hair and eyes immediately turning blue. The sudden burst of aura instantly shocked the gods in the surrounding stands. What? This guy can also turn blue. What's going on with Universe 7? How do they all possess godly ki? For a moment, the gods were in an uproar. Whispers and murmurs filled the air. It's alright, don't panic. He still can't see anything. Lavender, quickly finish him off. Although Supreme Kai Rho of Universe 9 was equally panicked, he forced himself to remain calm. But his urging of Lavender exposed his true thoughts. However, none of these individuals realized just how terrifying the true strength of a Saiyan could be. Just as Vegeta completed his transformation, a loud explosive shout rang out. Get lost! A powerful energy force field suddenly began to appear around Vegeta, expanding rapidly outward with him as the center. This move, in the original work, was Vegeta's self-destructive attack against Majin Buu. In this world, Vegeta hadn't had the opportunity to use it until now. Although he couldn't see, it didn't mean Vegeta lacked the ability to fight back. For Vegeta, even if he couldn't attack Lavender directly, it would be fine as long as he could blast him out of the arena. And blasting him out of the arena, he had countless ways to do so. To avoid being seen as inferior to Goku because of the previous setback, Vegeta chose the most dramatic method. Instantly, the rocks under the arena were shattered by the force field, sending shockwaves through the area. Lavender, who was about to attack, froze in mid-air, then was quickly pushed away backward by this aura. All the gods from every universe were horrified. Because at that moment, Vegeta had erupted with a power comparable to that of a god of destruction. "Oh my, Beerus-sama, Vegeta is really putting in great effort," Whis smiled. "Isn't it all thanks to my training?" Beerus smirked disdainfully. At this moment, the arena constructed by the Grand Priest began to show signs of strain, as Vegeta's energy force field continued to expand outward, causing the arena to crumble wherever it reached. Lavender was blown to the edge of the arena before finally coming to a stop. Seeing the force field still spreading towards him, Lavender immediately pushed with both hands, exerting all his strength. "Damn it, go back. Venom Sniper." An energy wave filled with poisonous gas shot out, colliding with Vegeta's energy force field. But this small attack was insignificant compared to the immense force field. "Get lost." At the center of the energy field, Vegeta roared again, and the expansion of the energy field suddenly accelerated. Under this force field's push, Lavender could only unwillingly be pushed to the edge of the arena before falling out. Universe 7. Vegeta wins. The Grand Priest announced. Instantly, the entire arena fell silent. The Supreme Kai and gods of destruction from other universes couldn't help but gasp, saying, "Universe 7 definitely can't be underestimated." After the outcome became apparent, Vegeta's eyes were immediately healed by Whis. Just like before stepping into the arena, Vegeta crossed his arms and arrogantly floated back to the stands, enjoying the fearful and surprised gazes of people from other universes around him. "Wow! Vegeta, you've really stolen the show this time," Goku said with an envious smile. "Humph." Vegeta snorted coldly, but the corners of his mouth involuntarily curled up. After the two matches just now, the thoughts of various universes changed drastically in an instant. Originally, they thought Universe 7 was not worth worrying about, but after witnessing the strength displayed by Universe 7's two participants just now, the difficulty of the Tournament of Power was probably beyond imagination. Other universes have experts at God of Destruction level, but what about their own universe? Apart from a few universes, most of the universe God of Destruction started to frown with worry. At this moment, one person's words shocked many. "Hey hey hey! You people, are you all scared with just this? Damn Elephant, Rat and a few others, let me tell you the truth. In Universe 7, there are at least 4 people with comparable strength to those two just now." Kampa couldn't help but shout out loud. Of course, he praised Universe 7 because he had his own intentions. "By the way, my Universe 6 also has at least 4 people who are as strong as them." "Hey! Kampa, if you don't speak, nobody would consider you mute." Beerus couldn't help but shout when he saw Kampa leaking information about his universe. "Humph, Beerus, I'm just praising the strength of your universe. What's there for you to be dissatisfied with?" Kampa retorted. Buzz buzz buzz. The conversation between the two made the people from other universes suddenly feel a great sense of crisis. Do these two universes really have so many powerful beings? How are their universes with weaker strength supposed to play like this? With this, the Tournament of Power is going to be a tough battle for them. It seems like everyone is mentally prepared for the Tournament of Power. So, let's prepare for the final match. Zeno-sama, what do you think? Grand Priest turned and asked. The two little guys nodded, okay, let's start right away. That was really beautiful just now. Is Broly going to be the next one to fight? Broly? Wow, that's going to be even more beautiful. At this time, Universe 9's god of destruction Sidra, who had been silent until now, stood up with a serious expression on his face and said to the final contestant, Bergamo, it's all up to you now, you must win. The huge disparity made Sidra realize that they, especially Supreme Kai-Ro, had been too confident before. There are really many experts in other universes, and none of them were easy to deal with. I understand, God of Destruction Sama. For the glory of Universe 9, I won't let you down. Bergamo, the werewolf with grey fur, stood up and replied. Compared to Sidra, he seemed much more confident. And indeed he was. Bergamo believed that as long as the opponent hadn't discovered his unique technique, victory in this match would definitely belong to him. After that, Bergamo's body flashed and he jumped into the arena. After landing in the arena, he looked towards Universe 7. Just then, another robust figure appeared from the stands and descended slowly. When this figure appeared, this world Zeno immediately exclaimed excitedly. Wow! Broly! It's Broly! Ah! Is he the Broly you mentioned? Awesome! 1 versus 5. 1 versus 5. Future Zeno also waved his little hands excitedly. The voices of the two Zeniths reached the ears of other deities, causing some confusion among them. What's going on? Does Zeno-sama recognize this person? What does Zeno-sama mean by 1 versus 5? This time, Kampa didn't offer any explanation. When he heard Zeno shout 1 versus 5, he already felt ashamed and lowered his head, pretending not to know anything. Broly. On the side of Universe 11, Tokpo took a deep breath and stood behind Universe 11's god of destruction, Belmod, looking extremely solemnly at Broly. He had a premonition that this person would become a formidable enemy for Universe 11 in the Tournament of Power. Upon stepping into the arena, Broly didn't immediately transform, but instead stood in the center of the arena, beckoning Bergamo with a wave of his hand, please, make your move. Quite confident, huh? Too bad, I'm different from my two brothers. Saying that, Bergamo launched the attack. His body flashed and he rushed straight at Broly. At the start of this battle, people from other universes felt something was odd. Usually, the final contestant, as the ace, would be the most powerful. But Bergamo wasn't very fast, and his strength also seemed average. Broly hadn't even transformed into a Super Saiyan yet, and he effortlessly faced Bergamo for more than a dozen rounds in his normal state alone. And seizing the opportunity, he delivered a fierce punch at Bergamo's chest. Bang! This punch sent Bergamo flying back at least dozens of steps. Weird, this guy's skills seem average, huh? Beerus said with a strange expression. Could he be the weakest of the trio? Not necessarily. Beerus-sama, take a closer look, Whis said. Then Beerus noticed that Bergamo, who continued to attack, actually landed several hits on Broly this time. Huh? Is this guy getting stronger? It seems like both Broly and his opponent are hiding their true strength. Hiding true strength? Bergamo wore a sly expression. He wasn't actually hiding his strength. It's just that Bergamo had a special ability that can absorb his opponent's attacks and turn them into his own power. It was similar to Android 19 and 20 on Earth in the past. However, Bergamo's skill was more discreet. Not only could he absorb energy attacks, but even physical impacts could be absorbed. Moreover, the three brothers had a skill to hide their aura. When used together, even if he absorbed energy, it was difficult for outsiders to notice. Now, under Broly's relentless counterattacks, Bergamo's power gradually overwhelmed Broly in his normal state. However, just as Bergamo felt that his power had firmly surpassed Broly's and was ready to end the fight, a dazzling green light suddenly exploded in the arena. Huh? What's going on? Here it comes. Legendary Super Saiyan. Zeno exclaimed as soon as he saw it. Then, under the gaze of everyone, Broly's muscles began to bulge, and a berserk power surged around him. What's going on? He transformed too. Can Universe 7's contestants all transform? Sensing Broly's rapidly expanding strength, all the God of Destruction were shocked. Transformation, huh? In contrast, Bergamo showed no surprise at Broly's transformation. After all, Goku and Vegeta had transformed before, and their transformation seemed more powerful compared to Broly's current one. In fact, Bergamo was even pleased to see Broly boosting his own energy. Because it meant he could absorb more. Broly's transformation is somewhat different from Goku and others. Yeah, Grand Priest, what's with that? Upon hearing the questions from the two Zenas, the Grand Priest explained, Zeno-sama, Broly's transformation is the legendary Super Saiyan transformation, which is a transformation inherent to Saiyans, whereas Goku and Vegeta's transformation is called Super Saiyan God, which they learned after comprehending godly ki. So, which one of these is more powerful? Generally speaking, Goku and Vegeta's transformation is more powerful, but Broly's situation is somewhat special, his potential doesn't have any upper limits. Just then, Broly, having completed his transformation in the arena, flashed towards Bergamo. And to everyone's surprise, Bergamo stretched out his arms at this moment, abandoning defense and appearing completely willing to let Broly attack. Broly only hesitated for a moment before attacking Bergamo. A ruthless punch that nearly pierced his chest. Just the force of one punch sent Bergamo flying backward, leaving a large fist imprint on his chest. Puff! Bergamo spat out blood, disbelief etched on his face. How can you be so strong? I almost couldn't hold on. But then, a wicked smile crept onto his face. Because he suddenly realized that the energy absorbed by this one punch was greater than all the attacks he had endured before. To the extent that he couldn't even suppress his own body anymore. Under the eyes of everyone, a faint crimson aura surrounded Bergamo's body, gradually expanding. Huh? Is he getting bigger? Goku wondered. It seems so, Vegeta also noticed it. At this moment, Bergamo sensed the energy within him and suddenly launched his counterattack. This time, his attack actually hit Broly, causing even the legendary Super Saiyan Broly to feel pain. Broly gritted his teeth, turned around and fired a bright green energy blast directly at Bergamo's chest. Eraser Cannon. Bergamo's chest exploded, and his body was sent flying backward once more. However, moments later, he again nonchalantly got back up, and his body grew even larger. Broly's physique was already astonishingly tall and sturdy, yet Bergamo became even taller than Broly. This time, even a blind person could see something was amiss. Bang! A fist almost half the size of Broly's body sent him flying. Seeing this, Supreme Kai-Ro of Universe 9 burst into laughter. Haha, see that? People from Universe 7 folks. This is Bergamo the Crusher's special move. He can turn the attacks he receives into his own, then strike back with double the force. Bergamo's strength has no limits. The stronger the opponent, the stronger he becomes. Your attacks will only make him even more powerful. Wow! Isn't that an infinite enhancement? Amazing, truly amazing. Amid the exclamations of the two Zenas, Broly stood up again, his gaze betraying no hint of panic, only calmness. Infinite enhancement. Coincidentally, Broly's power was also of the infinite enhancement type. With a roar, Broly once again advanced, directly transforming into full power of legendary Super Saiyan. A surging aura imbued with wildness spread out, causing all the gods of destruction to involuntarily stand up. Because they suddenly realized that Broly was currently emanating a power that was no less than that of a god of destruction. How is this possible? How can he be so strong? In terms of energy alone, his is even higher than the energy of a god of destruction. Where did Beerus find such a terrifying guy? Bergamo was also somewhat panicked, compared to the power manifested by Broly, he now felt like a small boat adrift in front of a huge cruise ship. It doesn't matter, even if your energy is strong, what does it matter? Your strength will only make me stronger. As Bergamo shouted, he shot his fist towards Broly. Broly also swung his right fist. The fists of the two people almost collided the next moment, creating a stunning loud noise. And a dazzling golden light. Immediately afterward, a terrifying shockwave rolled out like a raging wolf, sweeping in all directions and crushing the bricks on the surface of the arena. The terrifying collision caused almost all the gods of destruction and Supreme Kai's expression to drastically change. The power that had just exploded out was so terrifying that it was no less effective than the power of destruction. As the golden light slowly dissipated, the figures of Broly and Bergamo once again appeared before everyone. Broly, as before, showed no signs of anything. But Bergamo was clutching his right hand, screaming in a heart-wrenching manner. It seemed that his fist had been shattered by that blow just now. However, amidst Bergamo's screams, his body grew larger once again, and this time, he directly turned into a colossal creature several tens of meters tall. Then, Bergamo's scream ceased. "It's useless, my body can quickly heal from injuries. Your attacks will only make me stronger." Saying that, Bergamo began to attack again, and this time, his attack seemed to directly overwhelm Broly, forcing Broly to retreat continuously. Oh no! Beerus-sama, does Broly have what it takes to deal with that guy? On the Universe 7 stands, Supreme Kai Shin couldn't help but ask. He didn't know much about Broly, so he wasn't sure of his capabilities. Don't worry, if Broly gets serious, what's a mere Bergamo? Even Sidra might not necessarily be his match. Sidra. Shin found this name somewhat familiar, and then immediately realized, wasn't this the name of the god of destruction from Universe 9? Could it be that Broly could even defeat a god of destruction? Just then, another heart-wrenching scream echoed from the arena. As everyone's gaze turned, they realized that Broly had transformed once again, seemingly without anyone noticing. A purplish-black aura had enveloped Broly, with a special red pattern appearing on his chest, and even his hair turned purple. And that unusual aura made even the angels of various universes join the ranks of the astonished people. This is the power of a god of destruction. When Broly transformed into the legendary Super Saiyan destroyer form, the angels and gods of destruction present couldn't contain their astonishment. Who would have thought that a mere mortal would possess the power of a god of destruction? Beerus even mentioned he was just a trainee god of destruction, but clearly, he was already fit to be the primary one. Some of the gods of destruction even lamented the fact that if they were to step into the arena without utilizing the power of destruction, they probably wouldn't stand a chance against Broly. Damn it! What's going on with Universe 7? How come there are so many freaks popping up? No wonder their mortal level suddenly rose so high. Blaster Meteor. Suddenly, an explosive shout interrupted everyone's thoughts, and the entire arena was enveloped in a berserk power. Broly condensed two incredibly powerful shimmering green energy spheres in his hands, then slowly brought his hands together, compressing the two spheres into one. Sensing the terrifying power contained within, Bergamo panicked. The opponent's strength seemed to have exceeded the limits that he can withstand. No. I won't lose. Wolfgang Penetrator. With a loud rumble, Bergamo condensed a crimson energy sphere in his right hand and pushed it towards Broly. At the same time, Broly's hands were completely joined, and the two compressed spheres suddenly erupted with astonishing power. The collision of these two powers resulted in a deafening explosion. The entire arena shattered into pieces. The broken pieces flew out, heading towards the surrounding stands. Immediately, all the angels raised their scepters and tapped the ground. Energy barriers appeared on each major stand, blocking the scattered stones. Meanwhile, on Zeno's side, the Grand Priest took care of it directly. He extended his hand, turning all the flying debris into powder. Meanwhile, in the arena, the confrontation between the two energies ended with Bergamo's crushing defeat. I won't lose. I'll absorb all this energy. Seeing his attack being pushed back, Bergamo opened his arms, attempting to convert Broly's attack into his own power again. However, at that moment, Bergamo forgot that his energy absorption required him to first endure the attack, and at this stage, his body would also suffer injuries. As a result, just as Bergamo attempted to absorb and convert Broly's attack, he lost consciousness first and weakly collapsed. His originally huge figure slowly reverted to its original state in front of everyone. I declare Universe 7's Broly to be the winner of this match. The final result of Xeno Expo, Universe 7 with 3 consecutive victories. After announcing the result, the Grand Priest turned around and asked, "Are the two Xeno-sama satisfied with this competition?" Yeah, super excited. Although Lin Chen isn't here, the other members of Universe 7 are also very amazing. Xeno exclaimed excitedly. Universe 7's Saiyans are so amazing, their transformation are so cool. Future Xeno also exclaimed with excitement. Yes, the Saiyans of Universe 7 are indeed surprisingly powerful, the Grand Priest remarked, looking at the 3 Saiyans in Universe 7 stands. But we haven't seen enough yet. Xeno expressed some regret. Future Xeno also echoed, yes, the matches are too exciting, we want to see more. Xeno-sama, today is just the Xeno Expo, the main tournament is yet to come, and it will surely be more exciting. Besides, now that the participants from Universe 7 and Universe 9 have all finished, there's no one left to compete. Grand Priest looked at Xeno and explained. But, who would have thought that Xeno would suddenly point behind Grand Priest and say, "No, isn't Lin Chen here? I want to see him fight." Yeah, Lin Chen is here. Grand Priest turned around in surprise, only to find that Lin Chen had appeared here at some point. Oh my, Mr. Lin Chen, you're here. Grand Priest expressed surprise. Hello, Grand Priest, Xeno-sama. I came as soon as I received the message. In fact, Lin Chen had just arrived not long ago. Over 10 minutes ago, Lin Chen had just regained consciousness. During this time, in an attempt to master Super Saiyan 5 transformation, Lin Chen had been conducting research. But to find clues to become a Super Saiyan 5, one had to start from the Great Ape form. For this reason, Lin Chen had spent a lot of time transforming into a Great Ape. However, the transformation into a Great Ape was prone to making Saiyans lose control, especially when the more powerful Great Ape form is, and thus, Lin Chen had also lost consciousness frequently during this period. Previously, when Grand Priest contacted him, it was because Lin Chen had transformed into Golden Great Ape 2 form that he was completely oblivious to Grand Priest's call. It wasn't until recently when he reverted from the transformation that he learned that Tournament of Powers Xeno Expo had already begun. Fortunately, Lin Chen could use instant transmission, so he rushed over quickly. Hearing their conversation, people from other universes also cast their attention towards Lin Chen. They have heard the name Lin Chen countless times today. Anyone who could make Xeno care so much was someone everyone wanted to see. And upon this meeting, many people began to see the clues. Compared to Broly before, this guy called Lin Chen seemed even more unfathomable. Among the gods, the god of destruction of Universe 11, Belmod glanced around, pondered for a moment, then said to the trainee god of destruction Toppo beside him, "Toppo, could you do me a favor? Go and test that guy's strength." "I was just thinking the same, Belmod-sama." Toppo bowed, then jumped out and landed on the already heavily damaged arena. "Grand Priest Sama, may I have a word?" Grand Priest glanced at him. "You're Toppo, the trainee god of destruction of Universe 11, right?" "What is it?" "Grand Priest Sama, I couldn't help but overhear the words of the two Xeno-sama just now. It seems they are still yearning for more from Xeno Expo. I, Toppo, am willing to challenge Mr. Lin Chen, who has just arrived, in a match for both Xeno-sama." "Oh. Grand Priest was somewhat surprised, then turned to the two Xenos and asked, "Xeno-sama, what do you think?" "Huh? Someone challenging Lin Chen? Does that mean Lin Chen will also fight?" "Great, great." The two Xenos suddenly looked excited. They felt they hadn't had enough enjoyment yet, and now someone was stepping up to offer another match. Could there be anything more delightful than this? Seeing the two Xeno nod in agreement, Grand Priest turned to Lin Chen and said, "Mr. Lin Chen, what is your opinion? Are you willing to accept the challenge from Topo of Universe 11? Hey! Lin Chen. The other side is trying to test your strength." Beerus looked towards Lin Chen, reminding him. He could guess Belmod's intentions even with his eyes closed. So Beerus really hoped Lin Chen would refuse and save the match for the official competition later. After all, Lin Chen was the trump card of their Universe 7. However, Lin Chen just smiled and said, "Of course, I accept the challenge." Ah, Beerus sighed, cursing these Saiyans for being brainless fools in his heart. But Beerus didn't know that Lin Chen was thinking about how his research on Super Saiyan 5 had hit a bottleneck, and now it was just the right time to use Topo as a living experiment. Hearing Lin Chen's immediate acceptance, Beerus could only reluctantly accept it. After all, he couldn't sway Lin Chen at the moment. Now that Mr. Lin Chen has agreed to the challenge from Universe 11's Topo, please take the stage. Grand Priest said with a pleasant smile, his hands moving simultaneously. A force was applied to the arena. In the next moment, the arena, which had been destroyed, was now as good as new, and it had been specially reinforced by Grand Priest. Universe 11's Topo. Please give me your guidance, Topo bowed. Lin Chen smiled, looked at Topo, and said directly, "Mr. Topo, I heard you are a God of Destruction candidate. Then please use the power of God of Destruction directly." Topo frowned and said, "Whether to use it or not, I will decide based on the situation." "Is that so? We will be performing for Xeno. If you were to be instantly defeated, Xeno wouldn't be pleased." "Instantly defeated?" Topo's beard trembled, and he said sharply, "Mr. Lin Chen, Topo has been respectful to you, so I ask you to respect Topo as well." "Don't believe me? Then let me show you." After Lin Chen finished speaking, he clenched his fists, and directly transformed into Super Saiyan 4. Although Lin Chen didn't really think much of Topo, it must be said that he has some strength, especially under the same normal state. This guy's power was terrifying. Basically, Universe 11 had no race which could transform. Their normal state was their final form, and they usually had tens of billions of power level in their normal state. Topo was the strongest under Jiren in Universe 11, and his normal state power was already over 20 billion. Without transforming, he was really not easy to deal with. Another different transformation. But it's so strong. Seeing Lin Chen's transformation, Topo also turned serious, considering whether he should transform. Because it seemed like his opponent's strength was far above his. Meanwhile, on the spectator stands, Beerus and the others looked puzzled. "Huh? What form is that? Hey, Goku! How come we haven't seen this transformation of Lin Chen before?" "Beerus-sama, that's the Super Saiyan 4 form. It's the next stage after Super Saiyan 3, Goku explained." "That's strange. Why would His Majesty use Super Saiyan 4 instead of Super Saiyan God?" Vegeta couldn't understand. In the past, except for dealing with Android 21 and Zamasu, when for various reasons he couldn't transform into Super Saiyan God, Lin Chen had always used the Black God and Silver Gray form to confront powerful enemies. How come he suddenly started with Super Saiyan for this time? Wow! Lin Chen looks so fierce. Another new transformation. It was definitely the right decision to let Lin Chen fight. The two Xenos laughed joyfully. Amid their laughter, Topo began his attack. Although Lin Chen asked him to use the power of God of Destruction, Topo still intended to test his opponent's strength first. As the powerful fist came straight towards Lin Chen, he shook his head and reached out his hand, waving his fist towards Tokpo. Get down! Boom! A blast wave rushed directly towards Tokpo. Although he couldn't see it, Tokpo still felt the pressure of the incoming fist and immediately changed his stance to block. However, immediately after, with a deafening roar, Tokpo's body was sent flying backward. With just one punch, Lin Chen determined the outcome against Tokpo. During this period of training, Lin Chen had been immersed in the Great Ape form. Although he hadn't successfully mastered the realm above Super Saiyan 4, it had significantly improved his strength. So under this punch, Tokpo didn't even have time to react before his body flew off the arena and landed on the ground. Although he didn't suffer much damage, according to the rules, Tokpo had already lost the match. As Tokpo got up from the ground, he was completely bewildered. Universe 11's God of Destruction Belmod also wore a look of dissatisfaction. That fool! I told him to test out his strength. How can he not withstand a single punch? Belmod-sama, it's not that Tokpo isn't capable, it's just that this person's power increased significantly in that split second just now, catching Tokpo off guard, revealed Universe 11's Angel Margarita. Indeed, just as they started, Lin Chen had used Super Kaioken, instantly doubling his power level. Tokpo made a miscalculation and fell for it. Even so, the outcome of the match was already out. Grand Priest announced loudly, "The match is over, Universe 7's Lin Chen wins." However, this result immediately sparked discontent. Huh? It's over so soon. It just started. This guy called Tokpo fights so poorly. So poorly. Erase him. Yes. Erase him. Upon hearing the words of the two Zeniths, Tokpo's face instantly turned pale, and he knelt on the ground, saying, "Zeno-sama. I was careless just now. Please give me another chance, Zeno-sama. This time, I will definitely use all my strength." Belmod also quickly added, "Zeno-sama, indeed, it was Tokpo's momentary carelessness. He can perform better." The two Zeniths frowned upon hearing this, their small hands scratching their heads as they said, "Give him another chance. Give him one. It wasn't satisfying enough just now. Not satisfying enough. Since both Zeno-sama say so, then let's give him another chance, shall we?" Grand Priest also spoke up for Tokpo. "Mr. Lin Chen, what do you think?" "No. Don't agree." Beerus shouted from the side. Grand Priest glared at him, and Beerus immediately shrank back, only able to pray in his heart. Unfortunately, Lin Chen waved his hand and said, "Sure." What an idiot. Beerus immediately looked speechless. But Goku and the others understood Lin Chen's choice very well. After all, if it were them, they would also be willing to fight a little longer and see the strength of the other universe's fighters. In that case, Tokpo is allowed to return to the arena and continue the match, Grand Priest announced. "Thank you, Zeno-sama. Thank you, Grand Priest. Thank you, Mr. Lin Chen." Tokpo deeply bowed to everyone, then, with a flushed face, he reluctantly returned to the arena. "Mr. Lin Chen, thank you for just now. I was indeed careless, but this time, I will use all my strength." Rip. Tokpo tore off the tight red suit he was wearing. This outfit was the uniform of the Pride Troopers, the hero team in Universe 11, and it was Tokpo's favorite outfit. But now Tokpo tore it apart, not because he wanted to fight bare-chested, but because he intended to set aside the justice he has always adhered to. "Lin Chen. I underestimated you before. Because of my carelessness, Universe 11 was humiliated. Now, I will forsake everything just to defeat you." In an instant, Tokpo lost all hesitation, his fists clenched tightly, assuming a stance. The next moment, a purple energy enveloped Tokpo's body, a special pattern appeared on his chest, and his muscles turned black. The situation was akin to Broly's destroyer form before. Ha! Tokpo transformed too. Interesting, what kind of transformation is this? Upon hearing the questions from the two Zeniths, the god of destruction of Universe 11, Belmod, explained, Xeno-sama, this is Tokpo's destroyer form. In this form, Tokpo can freely wield the power of a god of destruction. So it's the power of god of destruction. How fascinating! The two Zeniths exclaimed excitedly. At that moment, with all the eyes staring, Tokpo, who had completed his transformation, began to stride heavily towards Lin Chen. Lin Chen raised his hand, sending energy blasts towards Tokpo. What an idiot, mere energy blasts can no longer harm Tokpo. Belmod on the stands wore a smirk upon seeing Lin Chen's response. It's worth noting that Tokpo's body was now coated with the power of destruction. Anything that approached Tokpo, including energy blasts, would be destroyed. Therefore, long-range attacks were futile. As for close combat, although he cannot use power of destruction to directly destroy his opponent as it was restricted by the rules, Tokpo's energy of destruction was not to be trifled with. In the short term, Tokpo had already attained power rivaling that of a god of destruction. While Belmod sneered, Tokpo, withstanding Lin Chen's attacks, had already charged right up to him, his massive fist aimed at Lin Chen. Amidst a loud sound, Lin Chen's body slid backward. The imposing momentum that previously defeated Tokpo with a single blow was no longer present. Ah! Lin Chen is being suppressed. This Tokpo really did live up to his earlier words. The two Zeniths exclaimed in astonishment. Lin Chen snorted coldly in his heart, acknowledging that Tokpo in his god of destruction state was indeed worthy of his reputation. The ordinary Super Saiyan 4 form was no longer enough. Well, this is fine. Let me break through with the help of your power. Then, Lin Chen stomped his foot and charged back towards Tokpo. The two engaged in a close-quarters brawl. Boom! Boom! In the arena, after a series of relentless exchanges akin to a fierce storm, the situation seemed to be turning in Tokpo's favor. Because amidst this frenzied exchange, Lin Chen was unexpectedly struck several times in succession. Some of these hits appeared quite severe, causing Lin Chen to cough up blood. What's going on with him? Doesn't he have a more powerful form? Why use this form which doesn't have godly ki? Beerus was completely puzzled. Goku and the others were also perplexed. Clearly, Lin Chen's Super Saiyan Silver Gray could easily defeat the opponent, so why is he stuck to Super Saiyan 4 now? They probably couldn't have imagined that Lin Chen's current situation is actually intentional. He wanted to rely on Tokpo's attacks to accumulate his anger. But Lin Chen sensed it and found that it wouldn't work. At this moment, he still couldn't advance further. Even though he was burning with anger from being beaten, Lin Chen still couldn't see the threshold of Super Saiyan 5. Since it's useless, he might as well not take this beating. Suddenly, Lin Chen sprang up like a swallow from the ground. Just before Tokpo's muscular fist was about to hit him, Lin Chen suddenly grabbed Tokpo's fist. Boom! With a loud blast, the arena behind Lin Chen began to show signs of cracking once again. An invisible formless shockwave swiftly swept over everything behind Lin Chen. As for Tokpo, seeing that Lin Chen had actually blocked his attack, his expression changed. Because he suddenly found that he couldn't pull his hand out from Lin Chen's grasp. What's going on? Tokpo roared, and he used his other hand to attack. Boom! Another loud blast, and Tokpo's hand was once again blocked by Lin Chen. At the same time, a red flame erupted all over Lin Chen's body. Super Kaioken. Lin Chen's right knee heavily struck, directly piercing through the layer of energy of destruction protecting Tokpo's body before reaching Tokpo's body. This blow directly sent Tokpo flying. At the same time, the onlookers seemed to see a red energy piercing through Tokpo's body, heading straight out of the arena. Tokpo soared into the air, and the layer of black energy of destruction on his body instantly disappeared. 1 second later, the sound of a heavy object falling to the ground resounded. Tokpo, like a deflated balloon, collapsed on the ground, completely unconscious. Hiss! The gods all gasped in shock. Although because of the previous instant defeat, most of them had guessed that Tokpo might lose again. But no one expected Tokpo, who had earnestly revealed power rivaling that of a god of destruction, to lose so thoroughly. Clearly, he had fought back and forth with Lin Chen before, but now he was once again instantly defeated. How strong is this Lin Chen? Perhaps, Lin Chen is already as powerful as an angel? Margarita, the angel of Universe 11, said. What? Belmod was suddenly shocked. Universe 7 actually has a contestant who can rival an angel? This is bad. Originally, Belmod was confident that Universe 11's Pride Troopers would win the Tournament of Power, but now suddenly Universe 7 has emerged. They not only have at least 3 contestants with power equivalent to that of a god of destruction, but also one whose power approaches that of an angel. How are the other universes supposed to compete with this? Even Universe 11's Jiren probably wouldn't have a guaranteed chance of winning, right? Just as everyone was surprised, the Grand Priest announced the outcome of the match. The match is over, the winner of this match is Lin Chen. And so, the Xeno Expo comes to an end. According to Xeno-sama's wish, the rules of the competition have already been set. Next, I will explain them, so please listen carefully. If you violate the rules during the competition, you will be disqualified immediately. Under Grand Priest's control, the floating stands of various universes all gathered together in front of him. Then, the Grand Priest began to explain the specific rules of the tournament. So, before I introduce the rules of the tournament, let me remind everyone once again that according to Xeno-sama's order, there will be a total of 8 universes participating in the Tournament of Power. Universe 1, 5, 8, and 12 will not participate. Therefore, the tournament will happen among the remaining 8 universes. Although the Grand Priest had mentioned this before, bringing it up again caused a stir among the god of destruction of the remaining universes. This was a tournament that will determine the survival of their respective universes. How was it that 4 universes were already safe before the tournament even began? What's going on? Grand Priest Sama, why aren't those 4 universes participating? Doesn't that mean the remaining 8 universes have to compete for the last safe spot? Asked a puzzled god of destruction. Because the real intention of the Tournament of Power, as perceived by Xeno-sama, is that there are too many universes. Xeno-sama believes that universes with lower mortal level need to be eliminated, and the average strength of Universe 1, 5, 8, and 12 exceeds 7, surpassing all of yours. Therefore, they are exempt from participating in this tournament. Upon hearing this, the god of destruction from the remaining universes couldn't help but feel vexed. Most of these god of destruction were as lazy as Beerus, not caring much about their duties. Now, their regret came too late. If only they had known earlier, they wouldn't have done it. Grand Priest looked at the crowd and smiled faintly. But there's no need to be sad. According to Xeno-sama's wishes, the winning universe of this tournament will receive an additional reward. The victor will have the opportunity to make one wish to Super Shenron. Super Shenron. Some of the god of destruction present were puzzled. In fact, not every universe had Dragon Balls. Only Universe 7 and Universe 6 had Namekians, and the Super Dragon Balls only existed in these 2 universes. Therefore, people from other universes were not very familiar with Dragon Balls. Grand Priest briefly explained, that's right. Super Dragon Balls can grant any wish you desire. So, for the winning universe, not only will they survive, but the reward is also very tempting. You must strive to win. Now, let me talk about the format of the tournament. First, this tournament will be held in the Null Realm. I will prepare special arenas there. I have learned a lot from the Xeno Expo, and the arenas there will be even stronger than the current ones. Second, each universe can field up to 10 contestants. If there are fewer than 10, they will be disqualified directly. Third, the format of the tournament is a battle royale. 80 contestants from 8 universes will compete simultaneously. Those who are knocked out of the arena will lose the qualification to continue. The universe of the last contestant standing will be the winning universe. Fourth, to prevent the tournament from lasting too long, there will be a time limit of 48 minutes. If the tournament exceeds this time limit, the universe with the most contestants remaining in the arena automatically wins. Fifth, the use of weapons is not allowed, killing opponents is prohibited, the use of flying techniques is forbidden, and no healing items are allowed. These are the general rules of the tournament. However, I must remind you all that if you anger Zeno-sama during the tournament, Zeno-sama may directly erase everyone. Upon hearing the Grand Priest's words, the gods' expressions changed. Seeing that their lives were at stake, even the god of destruction couldn't help but feel the pressure mounting. Alright, these are roughly the rules of the tournament. The tournament will commence in 39 hours from now, so please return and make your preparations. Time is short, so make your preparations as quickly as possible. 39 hours. Everyone's expression became serious. The suddenness of the tournament caught many off guard, and with such little time, finding contestants alone would be quite challenging, let alone making preparations. Well then, I'll send you all back now. Just as the Grand Priest was about to send everyone back to their respective universes, suddenly, a voice called out. Wait. Grand Priest turned to see who spoke. It was Lin Chen. Grand Priest Sama, isn't 39 hours too rushed? Can't we have a bit more time? Lin Chen asked. Upon hearing Lin Chen's words, the Grand Priest and Zeno hadn't reacted yet, but those god of destruction were already half scared to death. Lin Chen. Are you out of your mind? Beerus bristled, wanting to rush over and cover Lin Chen's mouth but hesitated. The other gods of destruction also glared at Lin Chen with resentment. What a joke. 39 hours for the tournament was the will of Zeno. How dare a mere mortal dare to oppose it? But to their surprise, the two Zeniths didn't seem angry. Instead, they stared wide-eyed at Lin Chen and asked, Lin Chen, why? Yeah, 39 hours is quite long. We can't wait. Didn't the Grand Priest say we will give you preparation time? It's better to start the tournament right now. The shouting from the two Zeniths made the gods of destruction and Supreme Kais kneel on the ground, fearing that Zeno might lose his temper at any moment. However, Lin Chen, who caused all of this, seemed unafraid. He continued, Zeno-sama, 39 hours is too short. I believe many universes may not be prepared yet. Do you want to watch a hastily prepared low-level tournament, or a high-level tournament that has been carefully prepared? In fact, Lin Chen hoped to delay the tournament for his own reasons. He was currently fully immersed in researching a new transformation. If he participated in the tournament halfway through, all his training during this time would be wasted. Lin Chen's words left the two Zeniths stunned. They pouted and turned to look at the Grand Priest. What do you think? The Grand Priest replied, Zeno-sama, Mr. Lin Chen's suggestion does make some sense. 39 hours is indeed a bit rushed. But if the time is too long, what if we can't wait? I can have Beerus-sama bring you some new toys to pass the time, Lin Chen answered. Upon hearing this, Zeno thought for a moment and said, okay. I want to see a more exciting tournament. I do too, Lin Chen, make sure to bring more toys, future Zeno added. The Grand Priest then turned back and said, since both Zeno-sama have agreed, the Tournament of Power will be held half a month from now. If you have no other questions, then you may all go back to your respective universes. Upon hearing the Grand Priest's words, the gods of destruction and Supreme Kais breathed a sigh of relief. Half a month is much more than before. They could carefully select their contestants and provide them with intensive training. Thus, the gods of various universes bid farewell and departed one after another. However, as they left, they all glanced at Lin Chen. The image of this man who dared to make suggestions to Zeno was deeply engraved in their minds. Swish. Under the group warp of the Grand Priest, everyone returned to their respective universes. Lin Chen also temporarily accompanied Beerus and the others back to the God of Destruction's planet. Just as he appeared, Beerus asked Lin Chen, "Lin Chen, why did you make Zeno-sama delay the tournament? If the tournament started now, no one from those universes would stand a chance against you." "It will be the same half a month later," Lin Chen smiled. "Beerus-sama, my training is at a critical point right now. I need to go back and continue training. If we have the match immediately, my training will be wasted." "I see." Beerus' lips twitched, "But you must select our Universe 7's participants. I can't come to a decision." In fact, this should have been handled by Beerus, Supreme Kai and others. But thanks to Lin Chen's unnecessary intervention, delaying the tournament for half a month, Beerus found the perfect excuse. "Very well." Lin Chen then pointed at the three individuals in front of him. "Broly, Kakarot, Vegeta, you three must participate." "Of course. I've been looking forward to it." Goku grinned. This tournament of power was right up his alley. Being able to compete with the top fighters of the multiverse, especially in a group battle, meant there wouldn't be a repeat of the last time where Broly single-handedly took out all the other contestants. Vegeta crossed his arms and said confidently, "I'll show people from other universes how formidable Saiyan warriors truly are." As for Broly, as usual, he simply nodded in agreement. Beerus nodded in approval. "These three are definitely going to participate, or else I wouldn't have chosen them. That makes 4 including me. Now, we need 6 more." In the original work, Universe 7's Tournament of Power team was a bit lacking. Even Master Roshi participated just for sentimental reasons. But with Lin Chen in charge, they had more options. Frieza can be one, then Lin Luo and Taro. Next are Goten and Trunks. As Lin Chen mentioned Trunks' name, Vegeta immediately objected, "No. Your Majesty, they are too young to participate." Lin Chen was surprised by Vegeta's refusal to let his own son join. But upon reflection, he understood. While this tournament of power didn't allow killing, it would undoubtedly be brutal. Vegeta was afraid for his son's safety. It was understandable. In that case, let's leave them out. So, the remaining choices are Piccolo and Gohan, right? Gohan. Goku was somewhat embarrassed. He has potential, but unfortunately, he's been neglecting his training for years. Then let's train him. Goku, bring Gohan to me, I'll personally train him. Beerus immediately said. Hearing this, Goku reluctantly agreed. Now, it was time to decide the final participant. In the original work, Goku recruited Android 17 to fill the spot, but in this world, according to Lin Chen's observations, Android 17 doesn't seem so extraordinary. He casually possesses the strength rivaling Super Saiyan Blue. On the other hand, Lazuli hadn't trained for years, but according to Hanasia, Lazuli could hold her own against Vegeta for several rounds. But after some thought, Lin Chen decided against it. Compared to Lazuli, he had a better choice. For the last spot, let's send Fat Bu. Goku, go find Satan and convince him to persuade Fat Bu. Bu. That's a good idea. And thus, the 10 participants from Universe 7 were decided. They are Lin Chen, Goku, Vegeta, Broly, Lin Luo, Taro, Gohan, Piccolo, Frieza, and Fat Bu. With the participants confirmed, Lin Chen prepared to leave. Kakarot, you'll handle the gathering of participants. Special training will be taken care of by Mr. Whis and Beerus-sama. I need to continue my training. See you in half a month. Saying that, Lin Chen used instant transmission and disappeared. Meanwhile, a gentle smile appeared on Whis' face. Beerus-sama, we must train diligently from now on. I've heard that in other universes, there are mortals rumored to be more powerful than God of Destruction. What? More powerful than God of Destruction? Beerus furrowed his brows. He had thought that the strength of Universe 7 was already superior to other universes. But if what was said was true, then the situation might not be so favorable. In this tournament of power, one careless move, and it's like plunging into an abyss. For the sake of his comfortable lifestyle, Beerus decided to give it his all. Goku, Vegeta. Hurry and gather the participants. I will personally train all of you. The minimum standard is that each of you must be able to withstand a full-force attack from a god of destruction. A calamitous aura emanated from Beerus. This made Goku and others nervous. As Universe 7 busied itself for the upcoming tournament in half a month, similar scenes played out in other universes. Every god of destruction and supreme Kai in each universe searched for their respective champions or individuals with potential. Half a month's time indeed allowed for more ample preparation. At least, with this extra time, combined with special places like the hyperbolic time chamber, each universe could train powerful warriors. In contrast to the tension in other universes, in Universe 11, God of Destruction Belmod, who had returned, was lounging leisurely on his God of Destruction's planet, enjoying the delicacies offered by a group of female aliens dressed as clowns. Beside him, Tokpo, now conscious, was standing with his head lowered in shame. All right, Tokpo, there's no need to be sad. Who knew Universe 7 had such a monster? I'm deeply sorry, Belmod-sama, but rest assured, in the next half-month, I will strengthen myself. When we meet again, I won't be in such a sorry state. Good, I can let you use the time house on God of Destruction's planet. Thank you, Belmod-sama. Belmod smiled, then turned towards the angel Margarita beside him. Margarita, where's Jiren? Why isn't he here yet? He said he didn't want to come, replied the angel, whose appearance resembled that of a little girl. Belmod's smile gradually faded upon hearing this. He waved to Margarita, who understood immediately, and the scepter in her hand floated into Belmod's. Jiren, it's me. Hurry up and come to God of Destruction's planet. Universe 11 needs your help. The crystal ball on the scepter displayed a hellish scene at that moment. On a planet filled with lava and volcanoes, a grey figure was meditating amidst the lava. And he was none other than the strongest warrior of Universe 11, Jiren. Belmod looked at the scene in the crystal ball where a figure was sitting in meditation amidst the lava, his expression somewhat unnatural. Because the mortal rumored to surpass the strength of God of Destruction in various universes was none other than Jiren. So when faced with Jiren, even Belmod, as the God of Destruction of Universe 11, couldn't force him to do anything. Belmod-sama, I don't want to participate. Jiren suddenly spoke. Then Universe 11 will perish. Do you know that Tokpo has already lost? Without you, our universe cannot win. The entire universe will be erased. A dark expression flashed across Belmod's face. But Jiren became silent once again, continuing his meditation with closed eyes. After a few minutes of deadlock, Belmod could only say, Jiren, I remember you once told me that your master died at the hands of a demon with a tail, right? Do you want to see who Tokpo lost to this time? With that, Belmod signaled Margarita beside him with a glance, then handed her the scepter. Margarita took the scepter and lightly tapped it on the ground. At the next moment, a scene appeared before Jiren in the distance. The scene displayed the battle between Lin Chen and Tokpo. Jiren was originally indifferent with his eyes closed, but when he happened to open his eyes for a moment and took a glance, the planet where Jiren was on suddenly erupted with violent tremors. Lava surged like waves, and volcanoes all around began to erupt one after another. Jiren stood amidst the flames, with flowing lava beneath his feet and erupting volcanoes behind him, his face full of murderous intent. Tokpo, on the side, stole a glance at the crystal ball and was instantly stunned. He had never seen Jiren look so fierce. Who is this person? A cold voice emanated from the scepter. He's called Lin Chen, a Saiyan from Universe 7, Margarita said. Saiyan? Universe 7. I see. No wonder I couldn't find their trace. Suddenly, the planet cracked, directly exploding under some unknown force. And shortly after, Jiren, exuding a strong killing intent, appeared on God of Destruction's planet, in front of everyone. Jiren. Tokpo greeted, but Jiren didn't even look at him. Instead, he walked up to Belmod and asked, "Tell me about this person." He's a contestant from Universe 7, named Lin Chen. During the Xeno Expo, he defeated Tokpo in his destroyer form, and it seems he hadn't even used his full power then. Belmod introduced, in this tournament of power, he might become a major enemy of our Universe 11. I've fought this person before, Jiren suddenly said. What? When did that happen? Belmod and the others were all stunned. Lin Chen is from Universe 7, so did he once come to Universe 11? That was a long time ago, just when my master died, he appeared. What? Belmod stroked his chin. He waved his hand, driving out the female clowns in the room before speaking. Jiren, you once told me that the one who killed your master was a human with a tail. Could that person also be a Saiyan from Universe 7? I don't know, but this Lin Chen looks very similar to that man. He suddenly appeared in front of me back then and even tried to stop me from chasing that demon, so I mistook him for one of the demon's accomplices. At that time, Lin Chen was not my match, but he had an unusual recovery method. We fought for a whole 3 days before he disappeared from my sight. But that doesn't make sense. This Lin Chen shouldn't be that old, Belmod said, puzzled. Belmod-sama, this Lin Chen might be capable of time travel, Margarita interjected. Did you forget that Xeno-sama was brought from another world by Lin Chen? Time travel? Jiren nodded upon hearing that. It makes sense. Lin Chen here looks just like the person who stopped me before. After so many years, unless Saiyans are also a long-lived race, he couldn't have remained unchanged. That should be it then. This guy may have, for some purpose, traveled through time and arrived in Universe 11 many years ago. As for his connection with that demon, Jiren, you'll have to ask him yourself. Alright. I'll participate. I'll personally get to the bottom of this in the tournament. Upon hearing this, Belmod finally breathed a sigh of relief. With Jiren joining, Universe 11 was sure to win. However, he still advised, Jiren, there's half a month left until the tournament. I suggest you focus on training. What? You think I can't defeat him? Jiren's voice suddenly rose. Belmod smiled wryly and looked at Margarita beside him. She nodded. Mr. Jiren, as you are now, you probably really can't win. Unless. Unless what? Unless you can learn our angel race ultimate technique within this half-month. Ultra Instinct. Universe 6. Kampa held a whip in his hand, looking at the people in front of him, his fat body trembling from anger. You trash. All of you are trash. With such little strength, how can we win against Universe 7? Caulifla. Kale. I know you two have been eyeing Lin Chen's sons, but don't forget, you are from Universe 6. If we lose, you're finished too. Kampa-sama, it's no use pressuring us like this. We know Mr. Lin Chen's strength very well. He's not someone we can defeat at all, Caulifla said helplessly. Seeing this, Kampa exploded with rage. What should we do then? Are we just going to give up? Don't you want to survive? No. Earth of Universe 6 has just been restored. There's so much delicious food I haven't enjoyed yet. I don't want to die. Vados couldn't help but chuckle at this, which only infuriated Kampa more. Vados. You must be finding this funny since even if Universe 6 is gone, you won't have any problem. Kampa-sama, instead of complaining, why don't you think of other ways? Kampa was stunned for a moment, then suddenly dropped the whip in his hand, his eyes blinking rapidly. What other ways? Vados whispered a few words softly in Kampa's ear. It's unclear what she said, but after listening, Kampa's eyes widened and it took quite some time for him to regain his composure. Vados, can this work? If it's just Kampa-sama alone, it might not work, but if you can persuade other gods of destruction from other universes, maybe it can. Kampa looked dumbfounded, then nodded decisively. All right. Let's give it a try. If we don't do it this way, no one stands a chance against Universe 7. The border region between Universe 6 and Universe 7. As preparations for the Tournament of Power were underway in other universes, Lin Chen found himself in this neutral space, making his final efforts. Roar! As the Golden Great Ape, Lin Chen was wreaking havoc upon everything in sight. From stray planets which had drifted into this region accidentally to meteorites, comets, and asteroids. With colossal swings and stomps, the towering Golden Great Ape effortlessly destroyed everything. However, beneath this seemingly frenzied rampage, a hint of clarity shone in Lin Chen's eyes. The actions of the Golden Great Ape were not devoid of reason but completely under Lin Chen's conscious control. After a series of punches and kicks into the empty void, the Golden Great Ape suddenly opened its hands, adopting the pose of Kamehameha. With a loud roar, a colossal blast wave, 10 times thicker than a regular Kamehameha, traversed across the space. Phew, it seems I've become proficient in controlling the Golden Great Ape form. Lin Chen thought to himself. After days of training, although he hadn't mastered the Super Saiyan 5 transformation yet, he has taken a solid first step. Now, he could adeptly control himself in the Golden Great Ape form and even proficiently use ki. In fact, the Golden Great Ape form wasn't practical, its power level increase was only 500 times, roughly equivalent to Super Saiyan 3. Moreover, considering that the huge size of the Great Ape form leads to magnified weaknesses, the Golden Great Ape's effectiveness in combat was even less comparable to the Super Saiyan 3 form. Yet, Lin Chen still spent a significant amount of time of this precious half-month, aiming for the next form of the Golden Great Ape. Golden Great Ape 2. If he could successfully master this form, then Lin Chen might be able to further evolve into the legendary Super Saiyan 5. Taking a deep breath, Lin Chen's gaze became firm. Let's go. There's not much time left, whether I can succeed depends on this moment. The next moment, the surrounding space began to violently contract, and Lin Chen's aura began to rapidly swell, even causing a slight tremor in the space. Gradually, Lin Chen began to feel his consciousness shrinking, his mind becoming somewhat blurred. With multiple experiences under his belt, he knew this was the precursor to losing consciousness. Oh no! I can't lose consciousness now, I must control my mind. Lin Chen struggled to maintain consciousness while continuing to transform into Golden Great Ape 2. But just then, a purple energy of destruction suddenly appeared behind Lin Chen. The massive Great Ape's back was instantly struck by this power of destruction. Under the effect of the power of destruction, the aura around Lin Chen's body instantly disintegrated, followed by a serious injury on his back. With a roar, the Golden Great Ape flipped backwards in place, narrowly avoiding further attacks from the power of destruction. However, under the effect of this attack, Lin Chen's consciousness completely lost control. The wild nature of the Golden Great Ape overpowered rationality. Before completely losing self-awareness, Lin Chen glanced at the assailant. Over there, at least 20 people had gathered, with 2 of them seemingly the god of destruction from other universes. These fools! Anger erupted in Lin Chen's heart, but at this moment, his consciousness had already been completely engulfed by the wild nature of the Golden Great Ape. Going back to time a little earlier. Universe 4, God of Destruction's planet. While people from other universes were busy with their training, the mouse-like god of destruction of Universe 4, Quitella, was gathered with Universe 9's god of destruction, Sidra, and Supreme Kai, Ro. They weren't gathered to exchange experiences or share information but for a special purpose. How about it, Sidra? Have you made a decision? Quitella smiled. Yes. But Quitella, are you sure we can do this? Won't Grand Priest or Zeno-sama get angry? Sidra, the red-bearded dwarf-like god of destruction from Universe 9, said with fear. Don't worry, I've asked Cognac. You should have asked Mojito, right? Sidra nodded. Cognac and Mojito, the two angels respectively from Universe 4 and Universe 9. What Quitella was planning this time was not trivial. Sidra also dared to come to Universe 4 only after consulting his angel Mojito, and receiving a positive response. Mojito said that as long as the Grand Priest and Zeno-sama haven't forbidden it, we can do it. Alright, Sidra-sama. Universe 9 Supreme Kai-Ro spoke at this moment, we've all come to Universe 4, there's no need to hesitate. Quitella-sama, just tell us, whom do we target from Universe 7? Just as Ro said, they have only one purpose for coming this time. That was to find a way to eliminate several contestants from Universe 7 before the main tournament of power began, thereby weakening their power. During the last Xeno Expo, Universe 9 realized that with their strength, even with half a month of training, it would be difficult to win the competition, especially defeating Universe 7. Just at that moment, Universe 4 extended an olive branch, willing to facilitate an alliance. As long as they agreed, the two universes could conspire to ambush individuals from Universe 7 before the competition began. In the future, during the main tournament of power, the winning universe from among them could assist in resurrecting the other universe while making the wish. This condition was exactly what Universe 9 has been looking for. The two universes immediately agreed. Their purpose in coming this time was to confirm the target. Quitella snapped his fingers, and the Universe 4 Supreme Kai Kuru came over with a file in hand. Please take a look, this is the list of confirmed contestants from Universe 7 that we have gathered so far. In the file were photos of Universe 7's confirmed contestants. The two God of Destruction and two Supreme Kai studied them one by one. Which one do you intend to deal with? Broly? Goku? Or Vegeta? As Kuru read out the names one by one, Sidra and Quitella kept shaking their heads. No, no. Broly is a trainee god of destruction, and is always with Beerus. That Goku and Vegeta are also known to be very close to Beerus. What about Lin Luo and Taro? Or Piccolo and Gohan? These four seem easy to deal with. It's not good either. Ro shook his head, these people aren't strong to begin with, dealing with them would certainly be a piece of cake for the two sirs, but at the same time, we can't harm Universe 7's strength. According to the agreement between the two God of Destruction, this time they intended to gather the strong people from two universes, along with the direct intervention of the two God of Destruction themselves. With such strength, they believed they could handle even Lin Chen. Since they were paying such a price, they had to target Universe 7's weak point and severely cripple their strength. Then why not get rid of Frieza? This guy is said to have been the great demon king of Universe 7, his strength should rank among the top, proposed Supreme Kai Kuru. But Supreme Kai Ro quickly shook his head. That's not a good idea either. I heard that Frieza was killed by Lin Chen back then, and later when he was revived, he went to trouble Lin Chen again, got beaten down, and completely joined Lin Chen as his lackey. How could such a guy be powerful? This won't work, that won't work either. Then who should we deal with? Universe 9's God of Destruction Sidra grumbled discontentedly. How about him? This time we both will personally take action. What's the point of just taking out a small fry? Let's aim big, threw in the God of Destruction Quitella, tossing a photo in front of everyone. Sidra and Ro both gasped when they saw it, unable to believe Quitella's audacity. The photo placed before them prominently displayed the figure of Lin Chen. Quitella-sama, you want to after Lin Chen? Ro couldn't help but exclaim. I know what you're worried about. I've heard Lin Chen is the strongest in Universe 7, maybe even more powerful than Beerus. But don't forget, this time we're deploying 2 top-tier fighters from 2 universes, plus myself and Sidra, 2 god of destruction. With this kind of strength, not to mention a mere mortal, even assassinating a god of destruction wouldn't be a problem. Besides, I have some intelligence on my side. Quitella snapped his fingers. A warrior wearing goggles walked over. He's called Ganos, a warrior from Universe 4, specializing in transforming and infiltrating enemy camps to gather intelligence. He's the one who found out about the contestants from Universe 7 this time. Ganos, tell them what you've learned. Yes. Ganos replied, based on the intelligence I gathered, Lin Chen of Universe 7 seems to have been training in the neutral space between Universe 6 and Universe 7 these days. Training? Sidra frowned. Is he alone? Yes. And it has been going on for quite some time, Ganos answered. What's wrong with that? Sidra still didn't understand. What does Lin Chen training have to do with choosing him as a target? But Ro understood. Sidra-sama, why don't you get it? This is a golden opportunity for us. Huh? This neutral space doesn't belong to Universe 6 or Universe 7. Whatever happens inside, the outside world won't sense it. Both of you can act with full force without worrying about alerting anyone from Universe 7. And since Lin Chen is alone without any backup, we can concentrate all our power on him. Then it's settled, if we can kill Lin Chen, there won't be much to fear from Universe 7. What do you think, Quitella? Sidra asked, standing up. I've had this in mind for a long time, Quitella also said softly. And so, the 2 universes locked onto their target. Lin Chen. Fast forward to the present. Neutral space between Universe 7 and Universe 6. Taking the initiative, after a successful ambush, Sidra and Quitella gestured, and the experts from both of their universes began to surround Lin Chen, who was temporarily motionless. However, upon seeing Lin Chen's appearance, they were all a bit puzzled. Quitella, is this gorilla really Lin Chen? But haven't we seen what Lin Chen looks like before? This. I don't know what's going on either, Quitella was also startled. Just now, they acted without hesitation, but they hadn't expected their target to be a golden-furred gorilla instead of Lin Chen. What's going on here? Quitella pursed his lips, picked up a communicator, and contacted his angel Cognac. Cognac, did you see that? Where is Lin Chen? What's going on? The voice of the angel Cognac sounded from the communicator, Quitella-sama, that should be Lin Chen. It said that Saiyans have the ability to transform into giant apes. What? So that's Lin Chen. How many damn transformations do these Saiyans have? Forget it. Trio of danger, attack. Sidra waved his hand, and immediately, the experts from Universe 9, led by the werewolves of Trio of Danger, launched an attack on Lin Chen. The first to strike was Basil with a powerful kick. Dark red aura emanated from his wolf leg as he roared, unleashing a ki blast directly towards Lin Chen. Next, Lavender joined in, sending a purple poison breath towards Lin Chen. Then it was Bergamo, gathering his power and forming a red energy sphere in his palm. Wolfgang Penetrator. The 3 ki blasts converged, rushing towards Lin Chen together. This was an assassination mission, and everyone had been instructed beforehand to use their full power and killer techniques. Therefore, the Trio of Danger showed no mercy right from the start, aiming to kill with a single blow. However, a terrifying thing happened at this moment. The golden great ape, which had remained motionless until now, suddenly roared angrily at them. Just this roar caused the Trio of Danger's killer techniques to twist and deviate from their direction. The 3 powerful attacks missed their mark, exploding around the golden great ape. What? The brothers of the Trio of Danger looked astonished, none of them had expected the opponent's roar to have such terrifying power. Roselle. Bergamo shouted, and immediately, a green figure rushed out from the side. It was Universe 9's Bat Warrior, Roselle. The ruby on Roselle's head began to glow, releasing an ear-splitting sound wave towards the golden great ape, trying to suppress his voice. However, the golden great ape, stimulated by this sound wave, became even more ferocious, charging directly at Roselle with its mouth wide open. A ki blast burst out directly from its mouth. Whoa! Roselle couldn't dodge in time and was engulfed by the shockwave, then died. Seeing that the battle had just begun and already one person had died, the warriors from Universe 4 and Universe 9 were all stunned. They had gathered the elites from 2 universes, plus 2 God of Destruction, just to deal with one person. And now, before much had happened, one person was already down. This, darn it. Idiots. Attack. What are you standing around for? Hearing Sidra's angry shout, the others finally reacted and prepared to attack again. But just then, a terrifying aura suddenly erupted, causing the warriors who were preparing to charge to be hit by a huge shockwave. And the center of this shockwave was none other than Lin Chen, who was transformed into a golden great ape. However, this golden great ape seemed even larger than before, and its whole body shimmered with astonishing electric arcs, resembling a thunder god. Such terrifying power. Is this the power surpassing that of God of Destruction? We're actually going to fight against this kind of enemy. Under the frightening aura of the golden great ape, the warriors of 2 universes completely lost their fighting spirit. The golden great ape before them seemed like an unbeatable terror in their eyes. Don't give up. Let's attack. At that moment, 2 God of Destruction finally entered the scene. Seeing their subordinates almost losing their will to fight, Sidra and Quitella couldn't help but take action. From the outset, it was evident from their sneak attacks that even this terrifying monster couldn't withstand their power of destruction. Sidra, let's flank him. All right. Sidra and Quitella scattered in mid-air, one on the left and one on the right, surrounding Lin Chen. Then, 2 beams of purplish-black light, brimming with the power of destruction, simultaneously blasted towards the golden great ape. The 2 God of Destruction were confident that if these 2 beams hit, even with Lin Chen's formidable power, it would be a definite death sentence. As the 2 beams of power of destruction approached, the golden great ape, which had lost its self-awareness, seemed to have sensed the threat. Its gaze shifted left and right, emitting a terrifying roar from its mouth. Just as the roar echoed through the sky, the 2 beams of power of destruction finally hit the great ape. The great ape's massive body made it difficult to dodge. Sidra and Quitella effortlessly reached their target. We did it. Mortals are just mortals. We can easily destroy them. However, at that moment, their eyes widened in astonishment. Because they discovered that their power of destruction had been blocked by the golden great ape. Although the power of destruction hit its target, the golden great ape actually blocked the power of destruction with the terrifying aura on the surface of its body. What's going on? How could his aura block the power of destruction? The power of destruction destroys everything, even energy can be destroyed. There's no reason it should be blocked. But upon closer observation, Sidra suddenly realized that the golden great ape was actually using its constantly surging aura to block their attacks. Although the aura would be destroyed, there was a continuous eruption of aura within the great ape's body. These sudden bursts of aura collided with the power of destruction, like moths to a flame. While it couldn't stop the power of destruction, it also prevented the power of destruction from advancing due to the constant consumption of its energy. And just then, the golden great ape suddenly roared again, followed by a burst of golden energy erupting from its body. Under the push of this energy, the power of destruction unleashed by the 2 God of Destruction was completely neutralized. But the terrifying golden energy didn't stop there. Instead, it continued to expand and spread, ultimately attacking everyone from all directions. Boom! Under the golden light, everyone, including the God of Destruction, lost sight, but amidst this dazzling golden light, continuous screams could be heard. Finally, when the golden light dispersed, the two God of Destruction were horrified to find that all the elite warriors from the two universes they brought with them were heavily injured. The situation was slightly better for some, like the trio of Danger, who still seemed capable of fighting, but others, like several warriors from Universe 4, were outright dead. Damn it! Seeing that people died even though he intervened personally, Quitella was very angry. He shouted to Sidra, "Sidra, send the injured back first. I'll personally deal with this gorilla." Sidra looked at the miserable warriors and realized that this battle wasn't something that these mortals can take part in. This guy called Lin Chen was really a monster, and only God of Destruction could face him. Others on the side wouldn't be of any help and would only sacrifice themselves in vain. They still had the Tournament of Power to participate in. If they sacrificed all the contestants now, how would they participate in the Tournament of Power later? "I understand," Sidra said, then began directing the warriors who could still move to help gather the injured and flew far away from Lin Chen. On the other side, Quitella also fully unleashed his power, emanating a terrifying purple aura around him. "You gorilla, I'm going to slaughter you." With all his energy released, Quitella turned around and launched a punch towards Lin Chen. However, the furious strike from Quitella, which had concentrated all his energy, was effortlessly blocked by the golden great ape with a swipe of its claw. Even the body of the golden great ape didn't budge. Seeing his full-powered strike being effortlessly caught, Quitella's expression changed abruptly. "What the hell is this monster?" Mind you, in terms of strength, among the 12 God of Destruction, Quitella can be said to be second only to Beerus, ranking as the second God of Destruction. Tien, in manga. His full-force strike was definitely not something an ordinary person could withstand. Not even the God of Destruction candidates would stand a chance. Gritting his teeth, Quitella began to attack with full force, causing intense collisions to resonate throughout the neutral space. Anything caught in the crossfire between the two would instantly turn to dust. However, amidst this fierce battle, Quitella became increasingly apprehensive. Although the golden great ape before him was massive, its movements were incredibly agile. Moreover, its colossal body made it nearly impervious to occasional attacks. Meanwhile, in the distance, Sidra, who had finally sent all ordinary people back to Universe 9, turned back to lend a hand. But just then, he suddenly noticed a huge sphere of pitch-black energy. Within this energy sphere was an astonishing power of destruction. "Quitella, you idiot. Isn't that just telling Beerus and the others that we're here?" Although they were in the neutral zone between two universes, it would be impossible for God of Destruction of Universe 7 and Universe 6 to not notice someone with a power of destruction as intense as Quitella's. Even if they didn't notice, the angels of both universes would certainly detect it. If they were discovered, it would be disastrous if it reached Zeno's ears. "Quitella. Sidra. I know what you're going to say. If you don't want to give up halfway, come over and help me." As Quitella gathered his power of destruction, he replied. Seeing this, Sidra didn't hesitate any longer and immediately conjured a sphere of destruction on his hand. At this point, both of their universes had lost several elite warriors. If they achieved nothing in the end, it would be a huge loss. So, two huge dark purple spheres of destruction gradually appeared in the sky, then flew towards the golden great ape together. Because there was too much power of destruction in the same time and space, as the two spheres of destruction flew towards Lin Chen, wherever they passed, huge rifts were torn in the fabric of space. Universe 7's God of Destruction's planet. Beerus was training Lin Chen's two sons. Since Lin Chen had gone off to train himself, and with no one to guide the training of Lin Luo and Taro, Beerus saw fit to take on this task himself. After all, with the Tournament of Power being a group battle, despite having Lin Chen as a powerhouse, it was wise to strengthen the average strength of the contestants to increase their chances of winning. That's what Beerus thought. And soon enough, he would applaud himself for this decision. At this moment, the two brothers were ganging up on Whis, one on each side. Facing the attacks of these two brothers, Whis was far from as relaxed as he used to be when facing Goku and Vegeta, narrowly avoiding being hit on several occasions. Taro, you can't rely solely on sensing ki anymore. Opponents who have mastered godly ki can't be sensed using ki. Lin Luo, don't release your godly ki recklessly, you won't be able to sustain a prolonged fight. While they were practicing, Beerus was guiding them from the sidelines. Under Beerus' guidance during these days, Lin Luo and Taro were progressing rapidly. Although they were brothers, their paths to becoming stronger were completely different. Taro, due to his legendary Super Saiyan bloodline, couldn't transform into a Super Saiyan god, but through his investigation, he found a way to continue getting stronger. That was by becoming a Super Saiyan 4. Although Lin Chen hadn't had the chance to tell them the secrets of this transformation, Whis had investigated it. After all, back on Earth, Satan had witnessed Lin Chen's transformation firsthand. With Satan's description and Whis' deduction, the method of transforming into Super Saiyan 4 was quickly figured out. Now, not only Taro but even Broly had mastered the transformation into Super Saiyan 4. As for Lin Luo, he followed the path of Goku and others. Now, he had mastered the Super Saiyan Blue transformation, and his strength was not to be underestimated. After their strength soared, the two brothers became a bit arrogant and weren't focusing during their training with Whis. While fighting, they chatted with each other. Big brother, do you think we could win against Uncle Goku and others if we fought now? We probably wouldn't win, but we should be able to hold our own for a few hundred rounds. I really want to try it. Oh, speaking of which, it's been a while since we've seen Uncle Goku and the others. I heard Uncle Goku went to Earth, saying he wanted to learn some memory technique. And Uncle Vegeta seems to have gone to Planet Yardrat. They're all going to learn new techniques. I'm so envious. I want to go too. Seeing that these two kids weren't focused even during their fight, Whis shook his head slightly and suddenly accelerated his movements. Then he flashed behind the two of them and tapped each of them with his scepter. Splash! Lin Luo and Taro suddenly plunged into the lake beneath their feet. You two, focus. Sorry. Lin Luo and Taro realized they had upset Whis and quickly apologized. At this moment, Beerus, who couldn't help shaking his head, suddenly raised an eyebrow as if sensing something. Whis, did you feel that? Whis also noticed it, the crystal ball at the tip of his scepter was glowing. Beerus-sama, Mr. Lin Chen has been attacked. What? Lin Chen? Dad! Upon learning that Lin Chen had been attacked, Beerus immediately took Lin Luo, Taro, and Broly, rushing towards the neutral zone under Whis' power. With Whis' ability, Beerus had a rough idea of what had happened. To hear that it was Universe 4 and Universe 9 orchestrating the ambush, Beerus couldn't help but feel enraged. But that anger dissipated on the way, as Beerus suddenly realized that with Lin Chen's current strength, even if Sidra and Quitella personally attacked, they might not gain any advantage. These two idiots have really kicked the hornet's nest this time, huh? With this thought, a smirk formed at the corner of Beerus' mouth. The scene shifted back to the neutral zone, where two spheres of destruction were about to collide head-on with the golden great ape that Lin Chen had transformed into. But just then, the golden great ape let out a loud roar, lifting its two massive arms and actually grabbing the two spheres of destruction. Fool, do you not care about your own hands? Quitella sneered. But he was immediately dumbfounded. He had expected Lin Chen's arms to be engulfed by the sphere of destruction, but he hadn't expected him to actually catch them. Those spheres were filled with the power of destruction. Even just passing through space, they possessed the power to tear the space apart. And this golden great ape actually caught them directly. This is, Sidra's mind burst with a guess. Quitella, this guy's power may have become strong enough to disrupt the laws. What? Quitella was astonished. Disrupt the laws with power? Quitella knew that there were individuals in the world who could produce effects similar to the power of law simply through their strength. In the eyes of the gods, those who can use their strength to disrupt the laws are called rule breakers. But to think that after so many years, another one had emerged. Roar! The roar echoed again, and the aura of the golden great ape suddenly strengthened, seemingly not having any limit. Then, the two indomitable sphere of destruction were directly crushed by the great ape. We can't do this anymore. Quitella, let's leave quickly. If we don't leave now, Beerus will arrive. Sidra roared. He knew very well that with their current situation, they couldn't kill this golden great ape in a short time. Who would have thought that the strongest warrior of Universe 7 would turn out to be such a terrifying monster? If they had known earlier, they would definitely have reconsidered their plans, or at least tried to enlist more God of Destruction from other universes to act together. I refuse to accept this. Quitella roared in anger, and the power of destruction around him turned into a black torrent, once again surging towards Lin Chen. But faced with this earth-shattering scene, Lin Chen simply opened his mouth and spat out a golden beam, colliding with the power of destruction. Rumble. Quitella's power of destruction was actually being pushed back. This shocking scene left Quitella dumbfounded. Sidra didn't dare to delay any longer. He directly grabbed Quitella and opened a space-time door, hastily escaping back to their own universe. But at that moment, the golden great ape roared again, instantly appearing behind them, then its colossal hand slapped towards Sidra and Quitella's backs. Suddenly, a loud slap resounded, and Sidra and Quitella, two god of destruction, were directly slapped by Lin Chen's hand into the spacetime door, then disappeared without a trace. When Beerus and the others arrived in the neutral zone, the sight of battle had already quietened down. A dense aura lingered in space, but there was no sign of anyone from Universe 4 or Universe 9. Humph. Is it over already? Beerus sneered, then asked, Hey, Whis. Where's Lin Chen? He's not in trouble, is he? It seems not, Beerus-sama. Look, Mr. Lin Chen is right there, Whis replied. Following the direction pointed by Whis, everyone looked over, only to be stunned. Because what they saw was not Lin Chen, but a golden great ape standing over 40 meters tall. Oh my god, that's Dad. Though his appearance had changed, there was no change in his aura, and Lin Luo quickly recognized his father. But his astonishing appearance startled both brothers. Is that the golden great ape? Why is it so huge? Taro exclaimed. Over the past half-month, under Whis's guidance, Taro had undergone training to master the transformation from Golden Great Ape to Super Saiyan 4. Thus, he immediately recognized Lin Chen's current form. However, traditional Saiyan Great Ape forms are usually only about 20 meters tall. But this Golden Great Ape was at least twice the size of a normal one. What's going on? Seems like this isn't an ordinary Golden Great Ape. In Saiyan terms, you could say this is Golden Great Ape 2, Whis remarked. Golden Great Ape 2? Just as everyone was astonished, suddenly, a golden light flashed from the direction of the Golden Great Ape. Watch out! Whis exclaimed, stepping in front of everyone with his scepter flying to his front. The next moment, a tremendously powerful ki blast slammed into Whis' shield. The immense force caused even Whis to stagger backward. What's happening? Did Dad just attack us? Uh-oh, it seems Mr. Lin Chen has temporarily lost consciousness. Quickly assessing the situation, Whis suggested, Beerus-sama, shall we leave for now? What? Can't you stop him, Whis? Beerus exclaimed in surprise. Sorry about that, Whis replied. In the next instant, he directly transformed everyone into a colorful streak of light and left the neutral zone, returning to their own universe. That was too dangerous just now. As they returned to their universe, Whis breathed a sigh of relief. But Beerus looked puzzled. Whis, could it be that you also couldn't stop him just now? Whis coughed and changed the subject. Beerus-sama, Mr. Lin Chen should have temporarily lost consciousness. Let's wait a while before we go find him. Mr. Whis, will Dad be okay? Lin Luo asked. He should be. He just can't control that form yet, just like Taro when he first transformed into a golden great ape. Hearing this, Lin Luo and Taro breathed a sigh of relief. And indeed, about 30 minutes later, when everyone returned to the neutral zone, they saw Lin Chen, who had already transformed back into his humanoid form, looking exhausted. After some chatting, Lin Chen learned that it was the people from Universe 4 and Universe 9 who had caused trouble at the critical moment of his transformation. To target you like that, I can imagine how displeased Quitella and Sidra must be right now, Beerus said with a malicious grin. Lin Chen chuckled coldly, these two fools actually disrupted my training. When the time comes, the first universe I'll deal with will be theirs. Upon hearing this, everyone laughed, feeling that Universe 4 and Universe 9 had gained nothing but trouble. Later, time flew by. Finally, the day of the Tournament of Power arrived. At the appointed time, the warriors of Universe 7 gathered on Earth, at Bulma's house. According to the rules, only contestants could go to the competition, so family members like Tights and Hanasia could only wait on Earth for news. Although everyone was confident about this tournament that would decide the fate of the universe, since it concerned the safety of the entire universe, there were still some who were worried as they parted ways. As everyone bid farewell to their loved ones and friends, a booming voice resounded in their ears. The Tournament of Power is about to begin. Angels and God of Destruction of each universe, gather your contestants. In 5 minutes, I will transport you to the Null Realm. As Grand Priest's voice echoed, Whis said to everyone, it's time to gather. Grand Priest will soon send us to the tournament venue. Following Whis' instructions, everyone gathered together, holding hands around Whis. So, are you all ready? As Whis' words fell, a divine power descended from the void, pulling everyone upward. Lin Chen. Give it your all. Lin Luo, Taro. Show them what you've got. Mr. Bu, take care of yourself. Don't eat too much. Goku, protect Gohan. Vegeta. Do your best. Amidst the cheers of the crowd, everyone began to teleport, heading to the tournament venue, the Null Realm. Null Realm. The air here was dense, energy surged, and chaotic currents filled the air. This was a dim and chaotic void zone, devoid of any signs of life. There are legends that this is the end of the universe's evolution, and there's also a saying that the Null Realm is the aftermath of destruction of a universe. Regardless, at this moment in the Null Realm, it wasn't just emptiness. A huge artificial building had appeared here. This gigantic spinning top-like structure was the arena for the Tournament of Power. The design of this tournament arena was peculiar, resembling a giant spinning top, with a huge pillar resembling a spinning top axis in the middle. This pillar served as a timer, sinking a little with each passing minute. Around the arena was a ringed rest area for spectators. Long winding corridors surrounded 2/3 of the edge of the arena. At the top of the arena, there was also a bright sphere, like a moon, providing ample light to the arena. This sphere was actually part of the arena's equipment. Suddenly, accompanied by a series of piercing noises, the arena suddenly became lively. Contestants from 12 universes, along with their respective God of Destruction, Supreme Kai, and Angel, all arrived at the tournament arena. Standing on the giant spinning arena, contestants from each universe looked around the competition venue curiously, observing their soon-to-be opponents. There are a total of 8 universes participating this time around, with a total of 80 contestants. The contestants all had peculiar appearances, representing diverse races. It was evident that these individuals were the cream of the crop in their respective universes. Moreover, due to the half-month extension this time, the strength of each universe had significantly surpassed that in the original work. Of course, there were also some surprises. Lin Chen's gaze fell upon the people of Universe 4 and Universe 9. Compared to the original work, it seemed that the contestants from these two universes had undergone some changes, with those from Universe 4 experiencing the most significant changes. Many familiar faces were now missing. All of this, naturally, was a result of the recent attempted ambush on Lin Chen by the two universes, which ended in failure and significant losses on their part. As Lin Chen surveyed the contestants from these two universes, it seemed they had sensed his gaze. As if having seen a ghost, a palpable sense of dread washed over them. Universe 4 and Universe 9 seem quite weak, Beerus chimed in, approaching Lin Chen and standing beside him. They brought this upon themselves, I'll eliminate them both as soon as the competition begins. Suddenly, Lin Chen's gaze sharpened. Because at that moment, a group of individuals clad in red uniforms had appeared in the arena. Needless to say, this was the team from Universe 11, ranked first in strength among the participating universes in the Tournament of Power. All of the contestants from Universe 11 were members of the hero team, the Pride Troopers. Within this team, several contestants possessed strength nearing that of a god of destruction, with one individual having surpassed that level long ago. Lin Chen had crossed paths with this person once before, engaging in a prolonged battle. He was Jiren of Universe 11. As Lin Chen's gaze settled on Jiren, Jiren's eyes met his. Their gazes locked in midair. Immediately, an astonishing aura erupted from Universe 11's side. Jiren's eyes blazed with fury as he stared at Lin Chen, muttering under his breath, "It's really you." It seems he remembers, Lin Chen couldn't help but wryly smile. Back when he was working for Kranoa, he once had traveled to the past of his own timeline in order to complete a mission. During the mission, he had fought Jiren, tasked with delaying him for 72 hours. That mission had been one of the closest brushes with death for Lin Chen, as the Jiren he encountered back then had been bestowed the future strength surpassing God of Destruction by a mysterious power. To stall him, Lin Chen had narrowly escaped death several times, relying solely on copious amounts of recovery items to endure. It could be said that in that encounter, Lin Chen had actually lost quite thoroughly, utterly unable to contend with Jiren's might. However, like he had done with Hit in the past, today Lin Chen aimed to reclaim the honor in the Tournament of Power that he had lost during that encounter. Yet, as Lin Chen observed, it appeared that Jiren had also grown considerably stronger since then. It seemed that the clashes to come would be intense. But that was precisely what made it interesting. Lin Chen smiled faintly. "Hey, Lin Chen." Just then, Beerus suddenly patted Lin Chen on the back. "Look over there." Lin Chen followed the direction indicated by Beerus. At that moment, Kampa, who should have been cheering on and encouraging the contestants from his own universe, was inexplicably wandering among the different universes, whispering to the god of destruction of those universes. "Is Kampa scheming something?" Lin Chen pondered and called Piccolo over. "Piccolo, can you hear what they're saying?" Namekians have exceptional hearing. Piccolo cocked his ears for a moment before replying, "It seems they're discussing something." "Discussing something?" "Yes, it seems those universes are planning to unite and deal with Lin Chen." Even if they unite, what difference does it make with Lin Chen, Goku and others on our side?" Piccolo's words didn't make Beerus particularly nervous because, in his view, even if the top fighters from across the multiverse united, it would be difficult for them to defeat Lin Chen and his Universe 7. However, Piccolo added, "Beerus-sama, you seem to have misunderstood. They intend to deal not with Universe 7, but with Lin Chen alone." Lin Chen alone? What does that mean? Just when Beerus was about to ask him to clarify, a rift suddenly opened in the sky, and a small hemispherical floating platform flew out from the rift. Sensing the peculiar atmosphere on the floating platform, everyone at the scene immediately fell silent, raising their heads to look at it. On the floating platform, Grand Priest stood with his hands clasped behind his back, gazing at the crowd. His pale purple eyes swept over everyone before he smiled and said, "It seems everyone is ready, and all the contestants are present." Then, let us welcome both Xeno-sama. Welcome, Xeno-sama. The deities of the 12 universes and the contestants from the 8 universes all tensed up, shouting in unison. As their voices resounded, 2 unusual purple-golden thrones moved to Null Realm, landing on the floating platform. The small Xenos swayed their small feet, sitting on the thrones, with a Xeno bodyguard on each side, both of them looking sternly at the crowd. Ah, it's finally starting. So exciting. You all better give it your all in the competition. The losing universes will be erased, you know. So you better fight with all your might. The 2 Xenos happily stood up from their seats, the chilling words spoken in childish voices. Everyone heard that, right? For the sake of your own universes, please offer up an exciting battle. Grand Priest bowed to the 2 Xenos respectfully, then reminded everyone present. Yes. All the deities of the 12 universes promptly responded. Immediately after, Grand Priest prepared to announce, well then, the competition is about to begin. All non-participants, please proceed to the spectator stands. Wait. Suddenly, a voice rang out from below. Grand Priest looked curiously at the person who had just spoken and asked, Mr. Kampa, do you have a question? Grand Priest Sama, I have objections to this competition. The strength of Lin Chen from Universe 7 has far surpassed that of ordinary mortals, even surpassing us God of Destruction. If the competition proceeds like this, Universe 7 will definitely win. Then there's no need to carry out the Tournament of Power. Kampa shouted. Grand Priest furrowed his brow. Kampa-sama, what is your suggestion then? Grand Priest Sama, I propose that the contestant Lin Chen from Universe 7 be excluded from participating. What? Beerus exclaimed. Only now did he understand Kampa's scheme, to exclude Lin Chen from the contestants. How could that be allowed? Lin Chen was the strongest fighter of Universe 7. If he couldn't participate, then wouldn't Universe 7 be in danger? Mr. Kampa, are you suggesting excluding Lin Chen from the Tournament of Power contestant list? The Grand Priest's gaze sharpened. Do you know that both Xeno-sama have been eagerly looking forward to the Tournament of Power, especially towards watching Mr. Lin Chen's fight? Yes, yes. We've been waiting for so long. Lin Chen must participate. As if echoing the Grand Priest's words, both Xenos rose from their thrones. The pressure from the Grand Priest and the Xenos instantly drained the color from Kampa's face, leaving him motionless on the ground. However, he still managed to say, yes, Grand Priest Sama, but if Lin Chen participates, it would be unfair. Seeing Kampa's blatant disrespect and repeated attempts to oppose Xeno-sama's arrangement, the Grand Priest was about to speak up to rebuke him when, unexpectedly, several other God of Destruction also spoke up. Grand Priest Sama, Kampa is right. I also believe Lin Chen should not compete. Lin Chen is too powerful beyond measure. It would be better to just declare Universe 7 the winner. We implore the Grand Priest Sama to consider Kampa's suggestion. There were quite a few God of Destruction who stepped out. Out of the 8 participating universes, aside from Universe 7 and Universe 6, astonishingly, people from 5 of the remaining 6 universes came forward to support Kampa. Only Belmod, the God of Destruction from Universe 11, remained silent. Seeing so many voices of opposition, the Grand Priest's gaze sharpened. What? Are you all discontent with Xeno-sama's order? An overwhelming pressure filled the venue, immediately silencing everyone, including contestants from other universes who kept quiet out of fear, their backs breaking out in a cold sweat. But this time, it seemed Kampa and others were resolute. We dare not. But Grand Priest Sama, continuing like this will inevitably lead to our defeat anyway. If Xeno-sama wants to punish us, then so be it. That ***tarred Kampa. Beerus nearly grounded his teeth in anger, finally understanding Kampa's earlier sneaky behavior. Apparently, he was rallying support from other universes. Regarding Kampa's suggestion, Beerus didn't need to think twice. Universe 4 and Universe 9 would undoubtedly wholeheartedly support it, considering their greatly diminished strength from previous losses, leaving them with slim chances this time. If Lin Chen could be kept from fighting, their chances of survival would significantly increase. Damn it! If it were just Kampa alone, Beerus could be certain that the Grand Priest wouldn't consider it. But now, with 6 out of the 8 participating universes opposing, even the Grand Priest might have to give it some thought. Just then, Belmod, who had remained silent, suddenly spoke up. Grand Priest Sama, I actually think Kampa's suggestion is worth considering. However, simply rejecting Lin Chen's participation might not be the best solution. After all, both Zeno-sama have been looking forward to his fight. So, I propose, why not consider this? We can have Lin Chen participate in the competition as a separate team, representing only himself. Regardless of the outcome, it won't be related to Universe 7. This way, it addresses Kampa and others' concerns and allows Zeno-sama to watch Lin Chen in the arena. I believe both Zeno-sama would prefer to witness a competition that has some suspense, don't you think? Having Lin Chen be a team on his own. Grand Priest pondered. Oh no! Whispered to Beerus and Lin Chen. This suggestion might very well be accepted by the Grand Priest. Lin Chen, you need to be prepared. That Belmod, they must have conspired together. Beerus gritted his teeth. Now it was clear, Belmod had surely collaborated with Kampa long ago. Their ultimate goal was to isolate Lin Chen as a separate team, detached from Universe 7. All the previous actions were just a facade. Sure enough, upon hearing Belmod's suggestion, the Grand Priest didn't oppose it but turned to ask, what do both Zeno-sama think? They have a point. Lin Chen is too powerful, he'd win from any universe. Yes, a bit of suspense in the competition would be better. Hearing both Zena's words, the Grand Priest then said, since you don't object to it, shall we ask for Lin Chen's opinion? After all, Lin Chen has previous merits yet to be rewarded, so should we let him decide? Alright, let Lin Chen decide for himself. Grand Priest then turned to Lin Chen and said, Mr. Lin Chen, you've heard what was discussed. If you oppose, the tournament will proceed as usual. But if you accept, according to Mr. Belmod's suggestion, you will compete as a separate team. Fantastic. Beerus inwardly rejoiced. He hadn't expected the Grand Priest to leave the final decision to Lin Chen. What was there to say? Of course, he would refuse. But just as Beerus was feeling pleased, another voice echoed in Lin Chen's mind. Ding! Detecting the host facing the choices of Tournament of Power, triggering the strongest choices. Choice 1, refuse the separate team, proceed with the tournament normally and achieve victory. Reward, intermediate mastery of power of space. Choice 2, refuse the separate team, proceed with the tournament normally, and achieve victory without anyone from Universe 7 getting eliminated. Reward, Ultra Instinct Sign. Choice 3, accept the separate team, obtain final victory alone. Reward, Advanced Ultra Ego. At this moment, time seemed to freeze for Lin Chen. His attention was solely focused on the sudden appearance of the 3 choices. These 3 choices would clearly determine how he would answer the Grand Priest's question. In fact, whether he fought separately or competed alongside Universe 7, it made no difference to Lin Chen. Even if he is alone, Lin Chen would dare to face it. Moreover, aside from considering the rewards, Lin Chen was actually more interested in Belmod's suggestion. After all, in this world, due to his presence, Universe 7 had almost overwhelming advantages over other universes. Under normal circumstances, this tournament of power would be entirely predictable. So, the competition would be more interesting if Lin Chen fought alone as a team. Seeing the rewards offered by the 3 choices, Lin Chen became even more certain of this point. He directly eliminated Choice 1. Although the opportunity to strengthen a power of law was precious, it couldn't compare to the rewards of the latter 2 choices. And the reward for Choice 2 was Ultra Instinct Sign. That was the state Goku had attained when he comprehended Ultra Instinct. After years of training, Lin Chen was very clear that he was not all-round in terms of talent. Due to the influence of the legendary Super Saiyan bloodline, it was impossible for him to comprehend Ultra Instinct through normal means. So, this choice might be his only opportunity to comprehend Ultra Instinct. But the question remained, was it still necessary for Lin Chen to learn Ultra Instinct? While Ultra Instinct was powerful, Lin Chen already had ways to deal with it, and perhaps choice 3 was what Lin Chen should consider. System, I choose 3. Ding. Confirming host's choice, please complete the task as soon as possible. After confirming his choice, Lin Chen immediately spoke up, Grand Priest Sama, please let me form a separate team. What? Thinking that Lin Chen would firmly refuse, Beerus' eyes widened upon hearing him actually accept the suggestion of forming a separate team. Others were also somewhat surprised. They didn't expect Lin Chen to agree. Mr. Lin Chen, are you sure? If that's the case, in the upcoming competition, you will be fighting alone without any teammates. Grand Priest asked again to confirm. I know, I am willing to accept the challenge, Lin Chen smiled faintly. Too arrogant. Upon hearing Lin Chen's words, Kampa, who initially proposed this idea, his face turned dark. A few days ago, when Vado suggested this plan to Kampa, he thought it was a good way to isolate Lin Chen and make him an easy target for all universes to attack. But now, seeing Lin Chen's reaction, he wasn't afraid at all. It's as if he didn't care about all the universes at all. How could someone be so arrogant? Lin Chen is so cool. He's alone in a team, isn't that going to be 1 against 79? Awesome. While others were surprised and astonished, the two Zeniths were excited because this would make the competition even more thrilling. Cough. Grand Priest coughed softly and announced, in that case, Mr. Lin Chen will be in a separate team for the Tournament of Power, but as compensation, even if Mr. Lin Chen loses the competition, he will not be erased. Thank you, Grand Priest Sama. Furthermore, Universe 7 currently lacks one person, so the match will be postponed for 10 minutes to allow Universe 7 time to find a replacement contestant. The competition, which was about to start immediately, was temporarily interrupted. After the inevitable decision, the people of Universe 7 immediately surrounded Lin Chen, asking him, Dad, why did you do this? Lin Luo asked. Lin Chen smiled and said, of course, it's for some excitement. Lin Luo, Taro, this opportunity is rare. Let me see how much you have grown. Hehe, I think it's good this way. Finally, I have the opportunity to challenge brother Lin Chen. Among Universe 7, Goku was probably the happiest after learning that Lin Chen would be in a separate team, as this would give him the chance to have a direct showdown with Lin Chen. Vegeta didn't say anything, but there was a hint of eagerness on his face. Equally eager was Broly, who hadn't fought Lin Chen in a long time. Compared to these reckless Saiyans, Beerus was having a headache. Seeing that Grand Priest had already announced it, he knew he couldn't persuade Grand Priest, so he quickly pulled Whist to find a substitute for Lin Chen. Soon, 10 minutes flew by. Under Grand Priest's call, everyone gathered once again. Universe 7, have you found your substitute contestant? Grand Priest asked. We have found one, Grand Priest Sama. In Whis' reply, a golden-haired figure walked out from behind Whis. Seeing this person, Lin Chen couldn't help but be surprised. Lazuli? Are you the substitute? Lin Chen, I won't go easy on you later. Lazuli's gaze was cold. Lin Chen smiled bitterly. In the end, Lazuli is still going to participate in the Tournament of Power. In this way, the final contestant list for Universe 7 became, Goku, Vegeta, Broly, Lin Luo, Taro, Gohan, Piccolo, Frieza, Fat Bu, and Lazuli. So, now the Tournament of Power is about to begin. Contestants from each universe, please enter the arena, and non-participants leave. It's finally starting. With Grand Priest's announcement. The contestants from various universes who had previously gone to the spectator seats to rest also descended towards the arena one after another. The spinning top-shaped competition arena was quickly divided into several parts by the contestants from each universe. Everyone, do your best. If you can't beat others, you can come to me for shelter. Lin Chen smiled at the people of Universe 7. Brother Lin Chen, you're the one who needs to do your best. Other universes will definitely gang up on you. Don't get eliminated as soon as you step into the arena. Goku replied. Don't worry. Lin Chen smiled, then turned and left the crowd, heading to the center of the arena alone. He also knew that what Goku said was right. At the beginning of the competition, others might gang up on him, so Lin Chen planned to go to the center to make it easy for them to attack. Watching Lin Chen leave, the people from Universe 7 began to feel a bit tense. Seeing this, Beerus said to them, since Lin Chen has left, there's something I can tell you. If you want to win this competition, you must do as I say. When Beerus revealed his plan, everyone was shocked. What? Beerus-sama, you want us to do this? Beerus-sama, isn't this betraying Dad? Hearing their doubts, Beerus couldn't help but say angrily, fools. If we don't do this, do you really think there's a chance to beat Lin Chen? Only this way, you will have a slim chance of defeating him. Listen, just do as I say. Anyone who doesn't comply, I will destroy them. Anyway, Lin Chen won't be erased, so you don't have to worry about him. Hearing Beerus mention this, everyone suddenly realized and nodded, agreeing with his opinion. Let's do your best. Don't disgrace Universe 7. Beerus encouraged them one last time before returning to the spectator seats with Whis. As all the contestants from the 8 universes entered the arena, the air seemed to freeze at this moment. Grand Priest waved his hand and declared, well then, I now announce, the Tournament of Power begins. Boom! Following Grand Priest's words, the pillar representing the time-counting function in the center of the arena began to slowly sink. When the entire pillar completely disappeared into the platform, it would mean the end of the competition. The universe with the most contestants left in the arena at that time would be the winner of the competition. Meanwhile, following Grand Priest's command, the contestants of various universes in the arena also began to move together. Various powerful auras erupted in the arena simultaneously. Oh. So everyone's coming for me, huh? The moment competition began, as expected, people from several major universes began to rush towards Lin Chen's direction. What surprised him, however, was that not only the universes that had already allied themselves but even Universe 7's people joined in the assault against him. Goku, what's the meaning of this? Lin Chen looked at Goku and the others surrounding him from all directions, including representatives from the other 7 universes, with some confusion. Was this a case of everyone turning against him? Brother Lin Chen, sorry, this is Beerus-sama's instruction. We don't stand a chance unless we take you down with everyone's full power. Goku said, feeling apologetic. Sorry, Your Majesty, this is all for the sake of Universe 7. Vegeta stepped forward, assuming an attacking stance. Then there was Frieza, Lin Luo, Taro, and the rest of Universe 7's contestants, all wearing apologetic expressions as they prepared to attack. Lord Lin Chen, this is Beerus-sama's order. Dad, I've been wanting to show you my power for a while now. Dad, sorry. Uncle Lin Chen. Bu wants to eat something. The contestants from Universe 7 explained their actions shamelessly. Even Lazuli couldn't help but shout, Lin Chen, brace yourself. We won't hold back. The people from other universes, seeing Universe 7's arrival, didn't show much surprise. Kaba, Lin Luo and others are just as Miss Vado said. Caulifla whispered to Kaba beside her. Yeah, Kaba nodded. In fact, before the competition began, people from each universe learned from their respective god of destruction that in this tournament of power, the 7 universes would act together to eliminate Lin Chen first. They learned this from their respective god of destruction. Though not confirmed, Universe 7 would likely join them in unified action when the time came. After all, the proof of Lin Chen's strength had already been given by Universe 4 and Universe 9. Without concentrating all their strength, it would be impossible to defeat him. Universe 7 must be even more aware of this, so if they don't want to exhaust themselves before even dealing with Lin Chen, they would definitely join this Lin Chen Crusade team. Now that everyone's goal is the same, let's begin. It was unclear who took the lead, but soon, people from every universe began their respective preparations for battle. Powering up, transforming, gathering energy, everyone's attack was directly focused on Lin Chen. As expected, it seems all the contestants intend to eliminate Lin Chen first, Grand Priest remarked indifferently. Wow, is Lin Chen going to be attacked by everyone? Will Lin Chen be eliminated? The two Zeniths also looked curious, unsure of how Lin Chen would respond. Lin Chen rubbed his nose, also somewhat surprised. Though he expected to be targeted by everyone, he didn't anticipate Universe 7 joining in. This was troublesome. Dealing with several individuals from Universe 7 would be difficult, like Broly, Goku, and the others. Then there was Lazuli. Although Lin Chen hadn't sparred with her in a long time, he heard her strength had improved significantly. It was one thing dealing with others, but if Lazuli stood before him, should he attack or not? It's really a case of damned if you do, damned if you don't. Forget it, I should not worry about that for now. I should stick to the original plan and take care of the people from Universe 4 and Universe 9 first. In fact, from the very beginning of this match, Lin Chen had already made up his mind. To think that Universe 4 and Universe 9 would dare to sneak attack him, they must be prepared to pay the price. His butcher's knife would start with these two universes. With this in mind, a smirk formed on Lin Chen's lips. He straightened up and gestured to those around him. Come, I'm going to beat 80 today. The people around him were momentarily stunned before their expressions immediately turned fierce. Let's go. In an instant, people from the 8 universes all acted simultaneously. However, though they acted at the same time, the strategies of each universe's people varied. Some charged directly for close combat. Others launched energy blasts from a distance towards Lin Chen. Each had their own approach. But upon closer inspection, it could be observed that the universes primarily opting for ranged attacks were the stronger ones, such as Universe 11, Universe 7, and Universe 6. And also Universe 4 and Universe 9. In the first 3 universes, there were experts who didn't want to engage in close combat with Lin Chen right away, as it would easily expose their own strength and they wouldn't easily be able to discern Lin Chen's depth. The latter 2 universes already had shadows in their hearts regarding Lin Chen, so they didn't dare to act rashly. The ones who charged forward were from Universe 2, Universe 3, and Universe 10. The strengths of these 3 universes varied greatly, with some having power surpassing Super Saiyan 3 and even approaching the level of the Saiyan God, while others were only at the level of a Super Saiyan. Seeing them charge forward, Lin Chen immediately transformed into his legendary Super Saiyan form to meet them. Roar! With a roar, a shimmering green energy shield appeared, blocking the long-range attacks from the other universes. Then Lin Chen swept his hand, conjuring a greenish energy wall that swept towards the people from universes 2, 3, and 10. Boom! 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 In an instant, the people from these universes were swept off the arena, none able to withstand the impact of the energy wall. So powerful! Most of the contestants who saw Lin Chen fight for the first time displayed shocked expressions. Many of them initially thought that it was an exaggeration for all universes to unite against Lin Chen, but now they've realized that's not the case. This Lin Chen really has some skills. It's no good, we have to go all out. Everyone, unleash your power. Auras of various colors erupted in the arena. The strength of many contestants from different universes had once again increased. And those who were previously engaging in long-range attacks, like Goku and others, realized that ordinary attacks were futile and began transforming into their strongest forms one after another. Super Saiyan Blue, Golden Form, Legendary Super Saiyan 2, one after another transformation was completed. Just as they were about to attack, they saw Lin Chen suddenly raising a glowing sphere towards the sky. Huh? What's that? Some people shouted in confusion. But suddenly, they all heard Vegeta from Universe 7 shout. Oh no! That's an artificial moon. His Majesty is going to turn into a great ape. Before others could react, the glowing sphere had already turned into a small moon in the arena. Lin Luo, Taro, both of you keep out of sight, don't transform at this moment. Vegeta loudly warned. At that moment, a roar suddenly erupted from the arena. Immediately after, a golden-furred golden great ape appeared in the center of the arena. And those who had witnessed the whole process knew that this golden gorilla was none other than. Wow! Lin Chen turned into the great ape. So cool! The voices of the two Zeniths suddenly resounded.